I am live. Let's wait for the peoples to arrive. Hey, Tina, what do you say? Tina's on board. Tina wants me to wait for the peoples to arrive. Cheers to the peoples. Ah. Okay, folks, I think this is going to be a quick one. I don't... Can you hear her ladyship? My phone's on 8%. I have kind of fucked up today. I've messed the entire day up, but we'll talk about that momentarily. Let's do the thing. Here she is. Hey, babe. Hey, you talk to the peoples? Nope. She says, fuck you, I've got food. That's the way it should be. Tina's food is the priority. Tina and Tina's food. Hey, babe. Hey. Daddy get a cuddle or not? No kisses and cuddles. Oi! Kisses and cuddles. No. I am not worthy, apparently. I am not worthy of kisses and cuddles. Like I said, my friends, the phone is on, I think 9%. I fell asleep. So most of this week, I've been listening to Jeff Lynne. Is it Jeff Lynne or Jeff Wayne? War of the Worlds. From the, I think, late 80s, maybe early 90s. Fantastic music. So orchestral. The whole thing. It's a ballad because it tells a story. But it's the entire album. It's the War of the Worlds, H.G. Wells. Fantastic. Now I started this morning and I was ahead. I had the notes were well underway. I had a head start and I finished the day with the notes not complete. I apologize. We will not do the numbers today. This is episode 71 of TrampCast, and ordinarily we would begin with some facts about the number 71. Somehow, somewhere, some way, I did not complete those facts. I could tell you a few things, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do them as a separate video, or maybe a short. I don't know how or what or when or why. I'm going to cover those separately. But for the first time in 2 or 3 months, TrampCast is kind of up to date. Today, we are going to cover the 7 days up to and including today. This is what TrampCast is supposed to be. We're supposed to be talking about the last 7 days. And that is what we're going to do right here, right now. We're going to cover the last 7 days from last Sunday night through until now. For better or for worse, whether the notes are complete or not. They are, except for the numbers round. I haven't written themes down either. I can tell you what the themes of the week are, but they're not here, they're not written. To be honest, the themes of this particular week are pretty much the same as some other weeks. So we'll give it another couple of minutes. We'll wait for people to join us. We'll see whether the notifications have gone out successfully from YouTube. It doesn't look like they have, to be honest. It's a little bit disconcerting. The number of attendees here seems particularly low, even by my standards. I know it's a small channel. I know we're not going to get the greatest number of attendees ever. But this is a regular slot, so people should be here and ready, maybe. But apparently not. This is TrampCast, episode 71 of TrampCast. We are covering the week ending today, Sunday, June the 1st, 2025. We're broadcasting on time for the first time in 2 or 3 months, as I say. I am Delta Mike. The channel is Delta Mike, down and out in Torrevieja. Delta Mike, as I say, that's me, or at least it's a character I play on the internet, some would say. Down and out. Homeless. A tramp. A hobo. Vagrant. An indigent person. A person of no fixed abode. A bum. Some would say, especially stateside. Someone who sleeps rough or sleeps on the streets, or in my case, sleeps in a field. A Spanish word for such a person might be vagabond, which is a similar word we have in English. Which in Spanish it's a little bit more negative. It has connotations of being a thief or similar. There you go though, we have the word. This is TrampCast, where we discuss a week in my life as a tramp, the successes, the failures, the other happenings in my life, such as it is, here in Spain. Pros and cons, folks, there are pros and cons. As I said, ordinarily we would have a numbers round. This is episode 71. We would give you some facts about the number 71. I haven't prepared them. I didn't get there. There weren't many. It was a struggle. I took a rest. I fell asleep and I didn't get back to it in time. So we would normally have the numbers round. Then we will have, and we have got them, we will have the Thankyous. There aren't many this week, actually. Surprisingly quiet on the Thankyous. The themes of the week I haven't really done, but we'll try and we'll try and finagle something together on the fly. Then we will discuss the week, the in-depth details of the week that we've just had. And we might talk about the hopes and fears, the upcoming, what's lined up for the next week. We'll talk about that for some time. Okay. Who's here? Has anybody said hello in chat? I do recommend chat, folks. You should join me in chat if you're here now. Say hello, especially if you're new here. Say hello. Let me know what country, what city, what town you're in. What's the temperature? How's the weather? Let's talk. I'm a friendly guy. I like to chat. I'm not much good at it. I'm not the most sociable of people, it turns out, but I try. We haven't done. We do have a couple of Tina girl. Here she is. Look at this. Hey. No scratch. Oi, no scratchy. The channel has a co-star, and here she is. It's my little girl. That's my Tina girl. Tina. It's my Tina doggy darling when she's not destroying her own food bowl by scratching and landing in it. But there she is. That's my girl. Hey, babe. Now, I do have to plug straight back in because we are only on 11% at the minute on the phone. Did I mention I've messed up and fallen asleep at the wrong time? I have. Okay, folks. As I mentioned, the normal structure of the show would be the numbers, then the thank yous, the themes, the week we've had and the upcoming. The numbers I haven't got fully prepared, so you'll have to excuse me on that one on this occasion. Next would be the thank yous. Only a couple. Ryan B. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you, my friend. Ryan sent 2 donations inside of 1 month. That's always nice. Thank you, Ryan. And friends, an almost ever-present Karen. Karen's been trying to sort me out a new bank card. If you've been here a while, you'll have heard that she got me a prepaid debit card. I sent her the PayPal money, she puts it on the card, I do the tippy-tappy thing in the shop, and then we're all golden. But I broke it during the move. When we were moving out of this tent, moving everything out, taking down the tent, putting up the new, bringing everything in, I did something, somehow I bent the card just to the corner. The card had previously been bent in half. No problem, just bend it back. It's just plastic, no problem. But if you bend it right across the corner, where the little chip, I bent it literally across the corner, and the chip's in the middle, and the chip popped out. There was no coming back from that. Tina! The fuck are you doing, girl? Look at this. Without asking, she's all right. She can't walk, but she's decided to go out with her. Go on then. Yes. She's going to go under that bush back there, and in that little, she's created a little nook for herself back there in the shade. That's where she's headed for. It might take her a second to go there, but I'm just concerned that she drags herself out of the door. Look. The fabric at the bottom of the door. She can't pick her legs up, so she's just dragging herself over. If I'm there to help, I pick her up and lift her over. But if she does it herself, it's not going to last forever, is it? But there's my girl in the shade. Despite being shouted at by me, maybe a bit of an overreaction, but I'm just frightened she's going to damage. Last year the tent lasted about 10 or 12 days before she knackered it. We're on about a month, maybe 5 weeks, I'm not sure exactly at the minute, but so far no damage to the tent. But it's only a matter of time, isn't it? It's only a matter of time. Okay, folks. Ryan B, I was saying, and Karen with the new bank card. Karen got me a new bank card. I got to wait until she gets out here. She only went home a couple of weeks ago. She's coming back out this next week. She couldn't handle the cold back home. She's headed back to Spain already. I shall see her within, well, she'll be here within a week. I don't know if I'll see her that quickly. Maybe she'll be here a week or half a week before I see her. Farmer, hello. You say hello everybody, but I think you're the only person here, my friend. I'm not sure the notifications have gone out. I don't know why I haven't got any. There's nobody here. Cheds, Paul, hello. People are starting to arrive. I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's the indicator that isn't showing with the proper numbers. Maybe it's showing the real numbers and there's just nobody here. Maybe the alerts just didn't go out. I'm not entirely sure, my friends. Now, as I said, we would normally start with the numbers round, and I didn't prepare it in time. It's not ready. It will have to be a separate video. The alerts only went out 12 minutes ago. We're 14 minutes in. Yeah, that's, if I say suboptimal, it's less than ideal, isn't it? Suboptimal would be a good word. Okay, folks, what are the themes for this past week? Catching up. I've done 2 TrampCasts already this week. Maybe this is part of why nobody's here. Maybe there's a certain amount of tiredness. Maybe there's a fatigue with TrampCasts. I did one on Monday and one on, I think it's Friday. And then we're doing the proper one here on Sunday. And then I think Friday night there was a TrampCast hangout. So we're people take time to come on sometimes don't come on, have their own thing. Yeah, I know people have got their own things going on in life. I know. I'm not the center of your life. It's a fucking bloke in a field, you know what I mean? I get that, I understand that entirely. I'm nobody's priority. For those of you that do have me as a priority and that are here, I salute you with warm beer. Very, very warm beer. It has to be said. And the shop's closed today, and you're not my mum, you're too hairy. That's a callback to the last one. Okay. I haven't met your mum, but I hope she's not this hairy. I'm glad she's not this hairy, I should probably say. So in terms of themes for the week, folks, catching up, doing all these TrampCasts, so this is 71. A week ago we did 68. In the meantime, we've done 69. Nice. And we did 70 a few days ago. We've also done a TrampCast hangout, which was only 7 hours long, I think. On we go, folks, on we go. So yeah, catching up. We fell behind in the week of hell, which I labelled when I first looked at the weather forecast and saw thunder and lightning every day for 7 days and then rain and what have you for a few days after. I labelled it the week of hell. I started doing some videos expressing or showcasing my progress through the week of hell. But then as days passed and new days came into the forecast, the weather didn't change. It carried on being thunder and lightning and rain. And we ended up with literally, I think it's 3.5 weeks, almost 4 weeks of thunder and lightning and rain. And I fell behind. The Sundays would like be particularly windy and rainy and thunder and lightning and wet bed. Remembering this was the old tent with no roof, no walls, water leaking in everywhere. Yeah, it got a bit tough, didn't it? And so I think I skipped 2 consecutive Sundays where I didn't do TrampCasts. We got behind. And it's taken me a long time to catch back up. But we're here now. We're kind of caught up, except I was ahead. This morning I woke up and we were ahead with the notes. And then somehow I didn't get everything. I wrote all that up. But here, where the numbers go and the Saturday and Sunday kind of usually go, it didn't get finished. And I haven't done the themes for the week even. I don't know how I started ahead, but ended up behind. Karen's in the house. Hello, Karen. Karen's in the house. So I started today ahead with the notes and everything, and I finished up behind. I just had to grab everything last minute to set up here. I have spent a lot of the week listening to War of the Worlds. I think it's Jeff Wayne. I don't think I've got it written down anywhere. I think it's Jeff Wayne, War of the Worlds. I was listening to that, and when I wasn't listening to that, I was listening to Gunfighter Ballads, and I can't remember his name right now because it's gone out of my head. Marty Robbins, that's right. He seems to have been forgotten by the world and also by me just now. One of the clearest, crispest voices out there. You can listen to a lot of people and there's a lot of kind of white noise in their voice. There's a lot of crackle and Marty Robbins had, I probably should say, one of the crispest, clearest. He's like a male Karen Carpenter's voice was. She's probably the crispest, clearest voice, female voice out there. Possibly the crispest, clearest voice of anybody. Marty Robbins had a voice that's right up there with Elvis, with Sinatra at his peak. Not old Sinatra. Sinatra kept going after he should have stopped. Sinatra's got 30 years at the end that shouldn't have been there. But there's a crisp, clear sound to the voices when they're at their peak, to some people. Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Elvis, and I would put Marty Robbins right up there, possibly ahead of them. Or are we crackling? No, if we're crackling, I can, well, there's a couple of things I can try. First, I can disconnect from this wire. It's crackling, I'm sorry folks. I can disconnect, see if that fixes it, and then reconnect. If that doesn't fix it, tell me, any better or not. If not, I can step out and come back in, and that often fixes it. Are we better or are we not better? Let me know. Farmer says yes, crackling. Thank you for letting me know, folks. You can still hear me, no worse, but no better. If it's no better, I can do stuff. There's a bit of a risk. YouTube app can throw me right out altogether. I'm gonna come out. Hold on, not better. Okay. What do? I don't end it because ending it would end it. I need to do something and go somewhere. You're alive. Any better now? Put back the way it was. I came out and I've come back in. Is it bad? I'm here. Yeah, I am here. I did leave. I left and came back in. Better. Okay. That's good. Sometimes I've noticed it's guys with deep voices. When Clive has the problem, it's on the deep, it's on the low notes that the crackle happens. I think it's the YouTube app that is it's like cropping the, if you imagine the sine wave of voices, it's cropping either the top or the bottom end. It's not me. I don't change anything. It's not something even in my control, really. But we're saying better. I think generally we're saying better. Perfect now. And I did nothing. I left the app and I came back into the app. Use the high helium voice, Mike. I'll be Mickey. Where's Minnie? Hello, folks. Yeah, it's not really me, is it? I've got that more. I've got the deeper voice. I've got a manly voice, I think. He's always going to go outside. No, just out of the app and back in, that's all. Okay, folks. We're 25 minutes in, 24 minutes in almost. So the only thank yous, I'm fairly sure the only thank yous this last week, Ryan B for a PayPal donation, and Karen, who got me the new bank card. I don't think I've had any visits here in the camp this particular week. No. Mark was going to come back. Mark, he of the UK windsurfing championship. It's his claim to fame, and he's sticking to it. Despite being a drummer at Glastonbury, he seems to have his proudest achievement is being the UK amateur windsurfing champion at some point in the past. I think we all do that. It's like me and my boxing when I was a kid. It's my, yeah. I said the story again, didn't I, lately? I've retold it about how there was 3 guys attacking a policeman. He was on the floor and they were literally kicking his head in. Pushed one away, laid one out, punched another one and made him go away. You get like a claim to fame. You get a thing that you're most proud of, and you just stick to it no matter fucking what. These are my greatest. And I think Mark's the same with his windsurfing. It's a claim to fame. Even though he's like been a drummer at Glastonbury about 10 times or whatever, he clings to the windsurfing, UK amateur windsurfing champion. Okay, folks, themes for the week. I think I've kind of tried to cover it but failed. I haven't got the numbers section. Let's begin detailing the events of the past week. So last Sunday, 1 week ago today, after TrampCast 68, as it was then, we are now on 61. We've squeezed 2 extra in during the week. I was a little bit disappointed with myself a week ago. The TrampCast was a little bit short. Sean Hexby Mazaron, how are you doing, my friend? So a week ago, I did the TrampCast and I was a little bit disappointed with myself. It was a little bit short. I spent longer writing the notes up than I did presenting the TrampCast, the week in the life of. More time doing the notes than actually doing the talking. It's funny. It's just the way it is sometimes. After the TrampCast, instead of just getting on and dismantling this, I call it my podium. Let's have a look. And look, we are still 1 click to reverse the camera. Sometimes it's 1 click, sometimes it's 2. YouTube can't make up the mind. Dismantling this podium. It's a laundry bin, it's a chopping board, it's upturned dog food, and it's a phone stand. And whatever I'm drinking and whatever I'm talking from. That's the podium of which I speak. Instead of dismantling it straight away, I just sat here in the chair for 3/4 of an hour and just relaxed. It sounds trite, it sounds bizarre. I'm a tramp living in a field, but I get keyed up to do this broadcast, this show, you might call it. I probably wouldn't, but it's a little bit performative. There is a little bit of putting a show on and watching my language. You wouldn't think so if you watch it back and you see how often I swear. You wouldn't think I'm actually watching my language, but I try to, where it's appropriate. Watch my language, watch my tone. Don't go off too much on politics. If you watched a couple of the ones this week, I did kind of rail a little bit in a certain direction. Some would call me a Nazi. You be the judge. Me and Adolf, are we akin? I think not, but it has been alleged. I didn't like the last Star Wars trilogy, and in some people's mind, that means that I'm a transphobic, homophobic, misogynist, all the ists and all the phobes. I've been compared to Adolf because I didn't like Star Wars trilogy, Disney Star Wars trilogy. It's true. It's happened. It's a thing. Me and Adolf apparently we're like this. Look at the tash. It's not like it's not. This is my struggle, folks. There's a joke embedded in that last sentence. My struggle. If you translate that to German, you get Mein Kampf. Oops. I mentioned the war once. I think I got away with it. Maybe not. Maybe not. Fuck. I don't know. Okay. 3/4 of an hour sat in the chair before I dismantled the podium. Let's go back to last Sunday. The grey sheet over in the field. Let me point this out. This has been there. It's only been there a month or just over, a few weeks, 5-6 weeks maybe. Since I moved tent, since I took the old tent down and put this new one up, under that grey cover, some of the things that I'm trying to keep hold of, I don't want to throw them away, but I am probably going to end up throwing them away, folks. There's no room for them here in the tent. Look here. This is the storage area of the tent. It started off with stuff around the walls, and then I put something down through the middle, and there were meant to be two paths in. And over time, I filled those paths in because I wanted to stack extra stuff. The stuff that's still outside probably isn't ever going to make its way in. I'm probably going to end up throwing it. But the grey sheet covering them split. I thought it was the wind that had blown it and uncovered stuff last weekend. But after just 4 or 5 weeks in the sun, it's gone frangible. It's gone brittle in the sun. It's broken. It tears just by... If I look at it, it tears. I'm going to have to make a snap decision. I've got to look at everything tomorrow, in the next couple of days. Keep, throw. And most, 2/3, 3/4 of what's out there is going to be thrown. I want to keep it, but it's got to go. You think I need a tent inspection, says Karen. It's been there too long. It has. If it stays there much longer, I'll be getting the Guardia sizzle back on top of me again, won't I? We'll be getting complaints from people, and the Guardia sizzle will descend. So yeah, I'm setting myself a target. By Wednesday, it has to go. It has to either come inside. I have to either rearrange things and find a place for things, which looks difficult. You've just seen the storage room. It looks difficult, or it has to go. If it can fit in, it'll go in. If it doesn't fit in, I'll have to yeet it. It'll just have to go. There's just no. I don't want. There's things in here that Karen brought me. There's a fantastic large coffee table. It's about 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters. You know what I mean? It's like 2 square meters, the coffee table. I just don't have room for a 2 square meter coffee table. I thought about having it stood on end, and like my TV and certain other things could go inside. And when I actually need a coffee table, I could lay it down for the half hour I need it. But I think it's just got to go. If it's still there when I call around, you'll be in trouble. Yeah. Karen and her fella are a lot harsher. I said this while we were doing the move. They're a lot more... I get sentimental about things. I want to keep them. I want to make them work. They've been donated by people. I don't want to throw stuff away. It seems rude or impolite to throw things away that have been donated. Sometimes what are you going to do? The tent is like 6 meters by 3 meters at the minute. The other one was 7 by 4 or thereabouts, or 7 by 3.5. The other one was a little bit bigger, a little bit more storage space. This has just got that little bit less. Karen's calling the shots. Yeah, no, she does. She's the boss. When Karen says, I can yeet it or throw it or keep, what Karen says goes in the end. Karen's the boss. I've always liked a dominant woman. Shush. Yeah, it's tricky though. It's tricky. I feel like I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. There isn't the room for it, but I don't like to abuse people's generosity, you know? People have donated it, and to yeet it, to throw it away just seems bad. It's difficult. Now, also that night, so this is still, last Sunday night after the TrampCast, I'd looked out, that was what it was. I went out and tried to put the grey cover over things to keep them protected from the dew and any possible rain. I prepped topics for the TrampCast Hangout 12. TrampCast Hangout 12 last Sunday night, which was this was a short one, just 5.5 hours, folks, just 5.5 hours, starting at 10 or half 10, whatever the fuck time I started. I don't even remember. These days are all merging into one. It turns out I thought that I did videos about my life. It turns out I'm like some kind of streamer, live streaming 3 or 4 times a week. I'm Asmongold and I didn't know it. Who knew? I'm streaming so many hours I can't even watch them back and keep up with it all. There's just so much going on. There's none of this. There's no 5-minute videos or 10-minute videos. I'm doing 5 hours, 5.5 hours, 7 hours and beyond. It's only a matter of time before I decide to do a 24 hours one just to keep you all entertained. Keep watching. I'm going to do it. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know why, but I will. Sooner or later, I will talk myself into doing a 24-hour stream. What does this say? Oh, when I did the TrampCast Hangout. So just a quick explainer for anyone who's kind of new. This is TrampCast proper, where I discuss the last 7 days of my life. A TrampCast special is where I've got one specific topic I want to talk to you about. TrampCast Hangout is where I just talk. It's just me and you. There's only the two of us. We hang out and we chat amongst ourselves. Just me and you. No one else is watching, don't worry. TrampCast Hangouts is just me and you. Almost like a Zoom call, except on YouTube. No one will ever know. No one's going to watch. Nobody watches them after the event. You either watch live or it goes unnoticed all 7, 8, 10 hours, whatever it is. It's just me and you. It's like a private little chat. Almost. Now I did during this. I landed 4 or 5 new subscribers, which surprised me. I left chat wide open. I didn't make it subscriber only, so anybody could come in, and we got all the new subs, and all the new, all the thumbs up and everything, which surprised me because we did a couple of contentious issues did crop up. I got political, folks. I got political. My channel's not meant to be political. I'm not Hassan Piker. I'm not Asmongold. I'm not a politics streamer. But I have opinions on certain topics, and when certain events happen, I have views, and they're going to come out. You can agree with them, you can disagree with them. I welcome you telling me when you disagree with whether it's politics or religion. These are not topics I want to focus the channel on, but they're topics that crop up in life. They're going to crop up in life. But I welcome the debate and the discussion. I don't want arguments. I'm not going to go hardcore off into left or right. I'm not going to go that way. But they crop up from time to time. Some things happen in life, like a simple thing like Liverpool winning the Premiership and having a victory celebration through the city. And then someone rams a car through the centre of them. You know? Conversation's going to happen. I've got opinions. Things are going to happen. It's not what the channel's about. It's not where we're going heavily. But I'm happy to touch on topics. We had a guy last night on Scruff Dog's stream who got himself kind of kicked out because for 2 or 3 weeks now he's gone rabid in a certain direction week after week after week, and everyone had had enough, and he got himself yeeted. He got himself kicked out. I'm not that political, but it's life, isn't it? Shit crops up. But anyway, let's move on. Discuss contentious issues. I try and walk a line. I try and keep it fair. If you disagree, you disagree. If you agree, you agree. I hope nobody leaves because of my politics. You probably don't even know what my If I discuss modern stuff, it sounds like I'm slightly right of centre. I'm actually left of centre. I'm actually fairly left of centre. But the whole world seems to have stepped so far left of centre that I appear to be middle or even right of centre. It's a thing. We shall move on. Okay, that was Sunday night. We did a 5.5 hour stream starting at 9:30, 10, whenever the hell it started, I don't know. Hey, no, quiet, no. So that was Sunday night into Monday morning, folks. 7 o'clock on the nose. Dog walk, because dog. Did you hear her? Sometimes she insists on things happening. 8 o'clock. I haven't put the EcoFlow or the solar panel. I haven't connected them up and put them out yet because it doesn't look especially sunny. It doesn't look like there's much happening. By 8:30, I've got the EcoFlow in place, the solar panel out, and we're starting to get connected in readiness for possible sunshine at some point soon. But it doesn't look. It doesn't look too promising. This is one of those nights where it feels like the night goes on forever. You get to 8:30 and 9 o'clock and you're still waiting for like for tomorrow to start. You feel like you've been awake since 2 or 3 o'clock and the day still hasn't got going. It's 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock. When are we going to get, where's the day? When are we going to get started? I've had minimal sleep, maybe 2.5, maybe 3 hours maximum. But we're waiting. We're waiting for. I've got 7 hours of live stream backed up, waiting to be watched. At what point in the day am I going to get going? I'm going to get started watching that back. It's Monday. It's a holiday in the US and the UK. In the UK, it's what we call Spring Bank Holiday. It's a bank holiday in spring. The US, it was Memorial Day, which is like our Remembrance Day. It's where you not celebrate, but commemorate your fallen, your and people who've served. We do ours in November. You do yours. You do yours here at the back end of May. But I'm up and I'm ready. I'm raring to go. There's no excuse to not get caught up. I need to squeeze in 2 more episodes of TrampCast in the week to get caught up, so that here on Sunday we can be discussing this last 7 days. We made it. We did it in the end, kind of, sort of. But I've got no excuse, so I need to get these notes written up. It's Monday. I need to get these notes written. And I'd already, last weekend, I'd got ahead and got started a little bit. Got started and got a little bit ahead. So on Monday, I didn't need to do too much to have a full set of notes ready. They were already half done. It was just a case of finishing them off and getting ready to do TrampCast 69. Nice. Apologies for the silly juvenile. It's a sex joke. I am a 12-year-old. I'm a bloke. We're all 12-year-olds at heart. What can I do? We are all 12-year-olds at heart. So I got the whole thing. It's all plugged in and promoted and raring to go by kind of mid-afternoon. So by Monday afternoon, by 5 o'clock, we're ready to go with TrampCast 69. And we did it. We got it done and out there. It went okay. A little bit shorter than ideal. But the stats were not great. Nobody watched. There were not many people there watching. And the ones who did watch watched for a fraction of the length of time they would normally watch. It is my poorest watched TrampCast ever. TrampCast 69 was watched by fucking nobody, basically. Basically, nobody watched. I think I'm the only person who watched it all. I mean, there was nobody there, and the ones that were there only watched it for 10 minutes. It was a shit show, and yet I enjoyed doing it. Tim Timney's not completely compass mentis. Hey, who is? We all refuse to be adults. Yeah, we should. You got to be a bit of a kid at some, in some ways. Josie from Amsterdam is in the house. That was you arriving. Mike, please no squeezing. Okay. Oh, you're right. Tim Timney's deleting messages again. Who was it the other day? We had a guy come in and he made about 5 comments and he deleted 4 of them. And when I watch it back now, he's not even present. It's like he's unsubscribed and he's not even visible in the comments. She's from Amsterdam, yeah. Like a mouse, there on the stair, right there. A little mouse with clogs on. EcoFlow out, sausage panel out. Solar panel probably, but yeah, okay. It could be a sausage panel. Tina, good girl. Yeah. She keeps me on track. She barks at me. Yeah, PSG, 2 people died. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't got a comment. There's no comeback to that. To go to a football match and wake up the next day dead is not the best way to be waking up after a football match. It's not what you want. It's not that serious, folks. It's 22 blokes kicking a bag of wind around a field. It's, yes, it's tribal. And manly men do kind of get tribal and get behind their team, and there's venting of angst and frustration. Go on! You want your team to win and you want the other team to lose. But at the end of the day, like the next morning, nobody should be dead. You shouldn't be dead at the end of it. It's just not that serious. It's 22 men kicking a bag of wind around a field. Farmer's wondering if I can put a 3-inch foam mat under the tent floor. We've got carpets under the floor. We've got the floors from previous tents under the floor. I think we're on 2 carpets now. There's 2 levels of carpet out there. There's the floors from 2 previous tents. There was a layer that was made up of ground sheets from previous tents. There's a lot under there already. It builds over time. It's already kind of done, my friend. We are already building on top of building. Let me move forward. EcoFlow sausages, yeah. Oh, no squeezing. Girl from Amsterdam. Not completely compass mentis. That's where I left off, I think. I was with Tim Timoney at that point. Just make it 96, Mike, back to back. 96. What am I missing? I'm lost there. I'm lost there, farmer. 96. Oh, back to back. It's 69 with the numbers swapped. I got there. It took me a little while. I needed to visualize the pictogram of the numbers, but yeah, okay. Have you an open mic? Can I call in, Mike? No, I don't have. You need like Streamlabs and stuff to do that. The only way I can have somebody else on here during a stream is if I program it from the start. There is a setting to have other people on, but I would have to have the person like lined up and already lined up for the YouTube app. The basic YouTube app is basic. There's no other word. The other guy was on. Is that the guy on Sunday that was making all the comments and deleting himself as he went? Only interested in when the police came round, possibly. The collapse of Western civilization and no biscuits in size. This is a topic joke. Okay. Where is Torrevieja? Asks Nate. Hello, Nate. Torrevieja is on the southeast coast of Spain. If you land at Alicante Airport and you go northeast to Benidorm, instead of going northeast to Benidorm, just come south from Alicante Airport and you will come to Torrevieja. It's about 45 or 50 minutes south of Alicante Airport. Costa Blanca South, if you put it another way. It's in Spain. It is indeed. Football's an utter joke. Divide and conquer. It is a tribalism thing, but I don't think that's all altogether. If you men, manly men, rah, we're gonna do tribalism one way or another. Now you can either let us do it and start stabbing each other and chopping each other's heads off and wielding machetes. Some might call that toxic masculinity. You can let us do that, or we can channel it into sporting arenas, and we will do football, we will do basketball, we will do rugby, we will do manly American football. It's a little bit gay with all the padding. I'm kidding, but it is though, yeah, padding. Watch rugby. You want to see manly men being manly men. Rugby's where you want to be. Football's a semi-contact sport. Rugby's full contact. There's no messing. They put their hands, they grab each other by the shorts or by the balls, they go into the scrum. I talked yesterday about how my brother got involved in some fisticuffs because of a scrum. Yeah, people die because rugby. Actually in the match, neck snapped kind of stuff sometimes, which was what my brother was protesting about when he hit somebody and laid him out unconscious. Of which I'm very, very proud of him. That's my little brother. You need full context. Don't judge until you've heard the full context. He was saving lives. Cheers, Lee. Apparently, I haven't been told, but apparently we do have a dispute going on between the two of us. Nobody's told me about it, but it's a thing. But I salute you, sir, for what you did that day and the sacrifice that you made. Anyway, onwards or onwards. There's Nate. Cushion flooring. That's my tent, yeah. TrampCast. Will you be having something nice for Sunday dinner? Don't think so. At a push, it'll be. I might do some chips, or I might chop them into. I might dice them, and call them roast potatoes. If I fry them, but put a lid over, put another frying pan over the top to create something resembling a Dutch oven, I can pretend that my chips are more roast potato-esque. Maybe. But I won't have much time. After this ends, where are we now? It's coming up for 6 o'clock. Let's assume this ends at, let's say, 7:30. And somewhere around 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm going to do a TrampCast hangout. I want to chillax a little bit in between. I want to grab some food. And then I want to research a few topics. Before a TrampCast hangout, I want to have a few topics, something to talk about. I want to have something I can bring to the party later. Some science or technology news. Something new to talk about. And that's maybe a springboard for what's what I'm looking for? I've lost the vocabulary, folks. I've lost the vocabulary. Tangents from tangents, and maybe I can, within 4 or 5 tangents, I can bring us back around and finish talking about the original topic. That's my hope. I like it when you guys bring science or tech news to the party as well. It's okay if newcomers come along and say, who are you? What is this shit? Why are you living in a field? Where's Torrevieja? What the fuck's going on? What is this shit? That's okay as well. And we have that mix. So this program is structured, or is meant to be structured. We start with the numbers round, which I messed up today and didn't have prepared. We have the thank you round. There was nobody to thank hardly, just Ryan B and Karen. The themes I hadn't prepared, and there's not really much to go at. Then we have this weekly breakdown, and then we talk about my worries, the upcoming, what's going to happen in the next week. There's a structure to normal TrampCasts. TrampCast Special should be about one topic and one topic only. Try and keep on track about whatever that is. That's a TrampCast Special. Although the last one devolved into a TrampCast Hangout, which I shall now describe as more free-flowing. TrampCast Hangouts, it's just me and you. We talk about what we talk about. The conversation goes where it goes. We'll touch on religion, politics, science, It goes where it goes. I try and steer away from things that are too contentious, but if it goes there, it goes there. And it did this week. Oops. Oopsies. If you're of a Southeast Asian persuasion, oops. But it is what it is. It went where it went, and I stand by every fucking word I said. Rape gangs, just fucking no. And if you keep doing it, you'll fuck about and find out. Predicting, not advocating. I'm predicting that the white population will stand up and say, if the police ain't going to protect us, the courts ain't going to protect us, the government ain't going to protect us, we'll protect us. That's my prediction. I'm not advocating it, YouTube. Not advocating it. Not saying that that's the way we should go. I'm not saying we should be running through the streets with machetes, chopping people's heads off, creating rivers of blood. I'm not saying that's what we're going to do. Or I'm not saying that's what we should do. I'm predicting that that's what we might do if. Predicting, not advocating. So those were the topics we touched on this week. It did get a little bit political. I think most people are generally in line with me and anyway, where were we? I'm waiting for my first strike from YouTube. It's gonna happen sooner or later. Predicting, not advocating. Don't fucking go there, YouTube. This is a fight you do not want. If you watch any of my videos, me versus police, me versus Guardia Civil, me versus Mayor of Torrevieja, if you learn one thing about me, I do not back down. Don't mess with the best. Okay, folks. Fuck. So yeah, last Sunday we had a TrampCast Hangout, and that's what a TrampCast Hangout is. We discussed some contentious issues. I walked a fine line. I think I stayed a lot more finer on that line last week than I just did just now. Fuck it. What can you do? So that was Sunday night into Monday morning, because it was, what was it, 5.5 hours last Sunday. 5.5 hours. 7 o'clock on the nose, a big dog walk, because dog woke me up and wanted a dog walk. Hey, Tina. 8 o'clock, didn't put solar out. We weren't ready. Got the solar connected and deployed. But yeah, long night. Yeah. Minimal sleep, 3 hours max. Have I done this already? I feel like I've talked this one already. I might be covering the same ground again. I've got 7 hours of live stream to review. Holiday in the US and the UK. Yeah, I have. I think I've done this one already, haven't I? Yeah, oh, sorry, I have. Because TrampCast 69 we did. Yeah. I think I've confused myself and covered the same ground twice. Into Tuesday morning. Walked Tina at 2:30, again at 7 a.m. because she insisted. I was worried that despite walking her twice in the night, she didn't poo. I was getting, like, if she doesn't drop sometimes, she's going to drop it inside, and that's, nobody wants that. Yeah. It was like the usual morning, but everything was a little late to get going. And I walked her again at 11. Really worried that she's not gone. She hasn't dropped any. She hasn't. But at 11, the worry was over. She returned to being my little poo factory as she normally is. There was no worry anymore. She dropped what she needed to drop. The rest of the day, folks, was just like everything else has been recently. It was managing power. It was same old, same old. It was just a quiet day. I put some videos out. I promoted some videos, but nobody watched any of them. Some of my earlier videos. And I was getting no traction. Nothing was moving. That was Tuesday. It was a battle just to see if I could get any of you to watch any of my videos, and you didn't. Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, a friend of mine called Frank was chatting with me. Now, Frank's going through a hellish experience. What do I say? Frank's wife is on her way out. They're talking about hospice care and yeah. We had a long conversation. It got broken up. He had to take a call in the middle of it. He called me back. We carried on. Basically, we talked all night. And I mean, you've got to. What else? You got to be there for people. I've got nothing but time. I mean, time is the one thing I've got. I can give that to people. People in need, in particular. Frank, love you, mate. I wake up at 8:15 and my phone's unplugged and it's on less than 20% because I've been using it all night. I need to put the EcoFlow out and connect it to the solar panels and the cool box, but the phone's over there, EcoFlow's over here. I don't have a cable anymore that runs between them. I had a rant recently about how cables don't last. My 5-meter USB extension cable, 3, maybe 4 months. Sorry, Anthony. Shit doesn't last. Chinesium and just USB is just a bitch. Cables do not last. I said, you'd have to watch my rant. I'm going to release it as a separate video because it was excellent. I launched off on one on preppers. People who are preparing for like the end of the world as we know it, and they put 2 cables in their bag because, you know, because end of the world, you're going to need a USB cable. 2 is 1, 1 is none. You're 1 hop away from none. You haven't got any fucking cables. You need 2 cables per month for every month you think you're going to be out there surviving until society returns. If you're thinking it's the end of the world like forever, you need infinite cables just because fucking Chinesium cables. It's just how it is. Look at me. I'm living in a field. I can tell you. I'm living it. I'm not playing at it. I'm not running off into the woods and doing solo overnight in the woods or solo for 1 week in the fucking woods. I'm living this shit. People buy me cables. They take pity on me and bring me nice new cables from Chino Bazaar. And after a month, half of them just don't work anymore. After another month, they're on the last legs. The one that's still the 1 out of 3 that is still working is all frayed and copper showing, and you need infinite cables if you think it's the end of the world. You just do. It's just listen to the guy who has lived the fucking nightmare. I'm not living the dream. I'm living the nightmare. Solo overnight and solo for a week tells you nothing about nothing. I mean, yeah, if your equipment fails in the first week, that tells you something. But most shit is shit. It just is. I shut up, listen to the guy who lived it. That's all I can say in the end. So anyway, okay, it's a nice day. The sun's shining. I put out a few strings of solar-powered Christmas lights, fairy lights, we would call them in the UK. Put out a few strings of those. They're solar-powered. Put them in the sun, along with my little lantern, and I've got a power bank that won't take a charge from USB anymore, but it's got a solar panel on it. So I'm trying to keep that fairly charged and used occasionally. Keep it charged most of the time, run it down once in a while and back up, because that's how batteries are. You don't want to be keeping batteries fully charged all the time. That's not good for them. They're ideally somewhere between 50 and 70% is where you want to keep a rechargeable battery type stuff charged. 50% is the ideal. You want them, in an ideal world, you want them 100% when you need them. Whether you get a warning beforehand or not. Sometimes, oh, there's gonna be a hurricane this weekend. You get a warning and you can charge them beforehand. Keep them 60-70%. If you get a warning, you can top them up more. If not, at least you're not half dead already. It's a balancing act. But yeah, I put everything out that's solar and that I've got that needs charging. This is where I decide that my cool box is just not cutting it for me. It's just not cool enough. 20 degrees, 19 degrees, 18 degrees, however bad it's fucking not doing, it's just not cooling. Okay, let's say the day's 28 degrees outside and the cool box is 19 or 18. It's not good enough. My butter's still melting. Shit's still going bad. So I decided to revert to old-fashioned tactics. I wet a towel and I wrap some bottles of pop and a few cans of beer in a towel and put it out in the shade off the ground, so air's getting under it and on it and in it, on it, under it. Evaporative cooling. And I kid you not, my drinks are colder just sat in the shade in a wet towel than they are in a cool box that's taking all my power all day. I misjudge things, as I often do. I leave the cool box running despite the panel not being in the sun, and we get down to it's 80% before I know it, and the sun's not on the panel anymore. Do I go overnight starting at 80% here, or do I take the EcoFlow and the panel across the field and catch some late sun and get back up to 100 from over there? That's what I do. I chase the sun. I call that chasing the sun. That's what we do. And later on, I bring all these lights and everything, and for the first time, I've got a warm white string of Christmas lights that's battery powered. So that's a yellow white. I've got a blue white one that's solar powered, and I've got two strings of coloured lights that are solar powered. But I've got to search. There's like 28 different flashes, I want something that's not flashing. I just want on. Just put the fucking bulbs on. Let them sit there. Even if they're on a low power, I just want them on. I'm not looking for a twinkle twinkle fucking on. And if you press too many times, and you miss it, by the way, you got to go all the way around 28 again. That's annoying. And now I've got something eating my ankle again. Sorry, folks. I'm probably shouting down the microphone. Oh, eating my ankle. I think I'd want to doing that a day or two ago. So yeah, Wednesday we bring all those in and set the bedroom up, and it's nice to have all the different lights. It was like Santa's grotto in the bedroom. It was different. Put Wednesday night, Scruff Dog does a stream. For the last 5 or 6 weeks, he's been building an engine. I'll be honest, I know nothing about engines. Everyone else in there is far, far more technical. I'm technical with computers and programming and the internet and things. They're all like nuclear fucking engineers and mechanics, and Scruff Dog can rebuild you. If you give Scruff Dog's B.A. Baracus, if you locked him up in a barn with a few bits and pieces, he'll build you a forklift truck, and you know what I mean. Next thing you know, it'll turn your barn into an Amazon warehouse. that's Scruff Dog. It's far more mechanically minded and technically minded than I am. I'm out of my depth with these blokes. I'm hanging on the periphery of their conversation, talking about old kids' TV programs or Airwolf or Knight Rider or whatever crops up. I'll go off on one on the periphery of the conversation because I'm just not as technical as they are. Tina girl. Anyway, Scruff Dog starts his stream, and as has become habit, I promptly fall asleep because it's what I've been doing the last few weeks. I've been falling asleep early, and he starts late, 10:30 my time. Tina! Oi! Stop it. Stop. Good girl. No. Wednesday night into Thursday morning, folks. Late start. I woke up at 8:30 when the tent was getting like claustrofobically warm. I was in the bed with the bedroom was closed. The sun was beating down already on the tent. None of the doors are open. It's getting warm already. Tina was desperate for a walkies. Apparently, that's what she made me think. So we went. We did. Well, she made me take her straight away. Made coffee, set up the EcoFlow and the solar panel, and did the usual morning things. You've heard it all a million times. Turned on the cool box, got it going with. Even though the sun's up, the air's still kind of cool first thing in the morning. Get cool air going through the cool box, doing its thing. I'm gonna make egg butties. I've still got a pile of eggs left from when Karen was last here, and they got me a 12-pack of eggs. They're cheaper here than in America, folks. None of your €5 for $5 for 5 eggs or whatever your Scruff keeps going on about how expensive the eggs are. They're here. You can get 24 for like €3. Still, there or thereabouts. I haven't actually been in a supermarket for this year. I literally haven't been in the supermarket this year. We should rectify that sometime soon. Otherwise, I'm going to be out of touch. But anyway, I've got all these eggs. I make egg butty is an English word for sandwich. Comes from butter. It's derived from bread and butter. Butties, egg butties, chip butties is another word you might hear from us occasionally. Yanks. That's what we do. We take words and we bend them to our will. But egg butties, I go off and I use 6 slices of bread and some ketchup and whatever and make egg butties. This is where I got the pan hot and ready to make egg butties. And I've got one pan there, and I've got another pan upside down on top. I lift it off. It's full of ants. And I'm cooking them. We've got the heat on. Some scurry away if they're quick enough, but most die and frazzle in the hot oil that's already in the pan. I take a cloth and I just wipe out everything that's there. I'm not putting like washing up liquid. I'm not putting washing detergent into the pan. I get a wet cloth and I'm rinsing it out, but I leave it kind of seasoned with the oil that was in there already. I get it nice and hot. I put some more oil in. Fuck the fact it's had some dead ants in, and we just go. We just start cooking eggs, ready to go in my egg butties. No messing. If I had to stand there with detergent washing the pan, then I've got to re-season the pan, and I've got to re-oil. I've got to manly men, rah, dead ants, not a problem. Let's eat them. If you've ever watched my video about how out of date can you let bacon go, bacon that's not even been kept in the fridge, folks, 9 months after its sell-by date, in a tent that it's 40, 45, 50 degrees Celsius, no fridge. That's how long you can let bacon go. And I've got the video to prove it. I cooked that bacon. I made bacon butties, bacon sandwiches, and I ate those bacon sandwiches. 9 months, no refrigeration, 45 and 50 degrees in the day. Fuck yes, because manly men, just growl at it, tell you haven't got time to be ill, and you don't give a, and you just man up and eat it. That's what I did. It's a video on this channel for real. I'll link it afterwards for anyone who's interested. I haven't got time for bad guts. I'm just going to eat the manly man eating bacon that's 9 months out of date. It's never seen a refrigerator. It doesn't know what a fridge is. No. That's how out of date bacon can be. And other things as well. Just get on with it. Just get it eaten. How did we get here? I took a tangent from somewhere and I don't know where or why. I think it was to do with cool boxes and food and I don't know. How did we get here? Quick look, just see what that was. Oh, Jose, no. I've discussed having a nice meal previously. I do not spend 25 euros on a nice meal. It's never been done ever. I will use that money on some shopping to make many. That's 2 weeks worth of nice meals. Thank you, Josie. And Peter. Thank you. Where was I? Chased the sun, 3 strings of lights, brought them in, scruff dog building an engine, I fell asleep. Yeah, into Thursday, woke late, 8:30, getting warm. Yeah, we were talking about the tent being warm, walkies, cool box, egg butties. That was where we were, folks, when I took a detour. It was the egg butties. That's how we got onto bacon. Getting the pan hot, rinsed it with water because of ants, and yeah, we got a good bit of power in the end and got the cool box running. Tina insisted on another walk at 9. Oh, this was okay. So it was a normal 9 p.m. She wanted a walkies. So a standard, ordinary, everyday day. We're just in the tent. There's not a lot to say. I have been listening to, I think I mentioned it before, is it Jeff Wayne or Jeff Lynn? Jeff Wayne. War of the Worlds from the late 80s or early 90s. I've been listening, and they did a redo, they did a do-over a few years ago. I've been listening to those. But I downloaded a program called Station 11. I'm about halfway through the series, halfway through the season. There is only one season. It was designed to be a one and done. Tina, shush. It was designed to be a one and done. It's a one-off TV program. Tina, shush. Dog. It was designed to be a one and done. So I'm halfway through, and it was written, I think, 4 years before COVID. And it was about a virus, but it was about a virus that was 99% deadly, not fractions of 1% deadly. I did have this rant one day. That might have been at the beginning of this week as well. I'm not going to go there now. I've already got political enough. Should I? I will steer clear. The YouTube gods will, if I walk that line too often, they will get me eventually. Anyway, Tina insisted on 9 p.m. walkies, And station 11 though, spell out, not the number. Station ELEVEN. Station 11 looks. I'm 3 or 4 episodes in. It looks good. I'm enjoying it so far. Maybe you can tell me whether you enjoyed it if you watched it, or maybe you could have a watch yourself and see what you think. I like my sci-fi, science fiction. Science fiction lets us explore where mankind has been and where we as a people might be going. I like sci-fi. Anyway, as I said, Tina insisted on 9 p.m. walkies. I would have preferred to leave it well later. I prefer to walk 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, because then there's less time till morning. There's less chance of accidents. It's a dog. Accidents are a thing. So anyway, Thursday, Scruff Dog would normally, not normally, but every second week, he does an MRE, meals ready to eat. So it's a military ration pack. He will warm one up and eat a military ration pack and describe the situation. So that's Thursday night into Friday. I wake up, so I fall asleep halfway through Scruff Dog because that's the tradition now, apparently. I woke up at 3:30 and I'm talking with Frank, and again, Frank, whose wife is, I don't know how much to say, folks. I already said she's on her way out. He was given a hint of a timeline by doctors, but these things can be off by orders of magnitude. I remember my father-in-law being told he maybe had 9 months and he was gone within 9 weeks. I'm here for you, Frank, and I know that the people that you've talked with here in the community already, I know that they're here for you as well when you need us and when you want to talk. I don't want to talk out of turn, but I was awake this night and me and Frank were speaking. He's got a rough ride ahead of him, obviously. It's from what I've said, I think we all know where it's headed. We're here for you, Frank. That's all I want to say on that. I hear rustling outside. That side, actually. I hear rustling out and I open the door, but because I've had to open 2 doors to get, I think they've heard me and they've already gone. I close the door, I come back inside, I get back on the bed, rustling outside again. Mice, generally, you can't hear. Mice are they're fast and they're very light on their feet, they're very quiet. It wasn't mice. Now, could it have been a cat? Maybe. But more likely, something in between. The mouse's bigger cousin, probably. So I thought about putting my mouse traps out, but the chances of friendly fire, the chances of blue on blue, the chances that I injure a cat or a hedgehog or a mole or a rabbit, the chance that it's something and not a, there's too big a chance, and so I hold off. I don't put the traps out. There's also the thing that first thing in the morning I fall asleep and there's quite often I can hear birds on the ground around the tent. And we had the one last year where I killed a blackbird by accident. I lifted a mouse trap off the floor and put it on a shelf on a ledge, and a blackbird came down and pecked inside the kill zone. I accidentally killed a blackbird, and it dangled there and it flapped for 5 or 10 seconds. Emotional damage, as that meme says with the bloke. Tina girl, what's going on? That did harm me. That did hurt me last year with the blackbird. So yeah, rustling outside, and yeah, I got back in the bed and there was more rustling straight away. I mean, it's difficult. Do you deploy traps or do you not? I don't think you do until you know what it is. If I'd stuck my head out and seen a rat there, then I would have baited a couple of traps and put them out. My traps are probably too small for rats. They'd probably snap them and the rat would run off with the trap, but they're the only traps I've got. If I could get something bigger, same thing but bigger, I would, but it's not I didn't get them. Other people got them for me. It's the beggars can't be choosers, you know? It's I'm a charity case. I don't get to pick and choose, folks. The traps I've got are fantastic. When it came to the mice, we wiped them out within about 2 weeks. They tortured me. They tormented me for 3 or 4 months. And I got the traps, 6 dead one day, 3 dead a couple of days later, 1 dead the day after that, and almost nothing from there on. If I could do the same thing with bigger things, I would. But where am I? Okay. Tina decides. Is this where we're at? Yeah. I've been talking to Frank, rustling outside. Okay, 5:50. So just before 6 o'clock. Tina decides now is the time for walkies. Because that's my dog. She will drag me out at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning as and when. 5:50 is okay. It's just starting to get light. The sun's not up, but you're starting to get that dawn. You're on the cusp of it. So there's a bit of light around. We do what we need to do and then we get back inside. 9 o'clock, I wake up feeling groggy as hell. I wonder if I've got a hangover. That's how kind of groggy I feel. It's not. Hey, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. I know why you're thinking. You're just wrong. Let me open this next one because I need some lubrication for the throat at all times. We're an hour and a half in and I've just finished the first can. If you're prurient, if you think that's alcoholism, then you don't know what alcoholism means. A proper alcoholic would have buried half a bottle of whiskey in this time. Ish. Anyway, so yeah, I've got this groggy feeling, and it's just that the sun's up. It's so I've fallen asleep late in the morning, yeah, 6 o'clock, 6:30, whatever, 7 o'clock maybe I've fallen asleep, and I wake up and it's 9 o'clock. The sun's on the tent. It's getting hot. The bedroom's closed, so the air's not moving. None of the doors are open. The air just in here is stifling. It's not moving. It's getting hot, and I just got that groggy feeling, stifling. It's getting stuffy in here is what I wrote here. Need to get up and open the doors, put the solar panels out, get the solar panels out and connect it to the EcoFlow. But as I'm doing it, I try and move the EcoFlow. I've got the EcoFlow in the bedroom, connected to my phone over in the corner there, but I've got to bring it over here. I pick the EcoFlow up and go to bring it, and the wires get caught on what I call my bedside cabinet, which is really, it's this chopping board and everything that's on the chopping board. I accidentally pull everything over. So the phone and the phone stand go flying, and cans and coffee cups. They're empty, but they've got the dregs. You know, there's a little bit in each. And those fall over, the lids fall off, and the coffee flows onto the bed. It's like when Farmer tells me to keep that light away from the beer cans at night. Everything's been knocked over and onto the bed, and he's all just... It's suboptimal. It's less than ideal. Not good, not good. So I'm connecting the EcoFlow and the solar panel. I'm doing the things. I need to move the solar panel from being flat on top of the cool box. I need to put it down on the ground to slope and face the sun. And when I come inside, I mentioned earlier, Tina, we're talking about you, not to you. Shut up. I mentioned earlier about having to be careful with Tina to not have accidents. Turns out I've left it too long this time. I've misjudged it. So she's on the bed and I'm outside. I'm connecting things and setting things. And when I come back inside, there's this terrible stink. She's had an accident on the bed. I got paper towels. I've got the wet wipes, the alcohol wipes. But ordinarily, she has very tight, very dry stools. This wasn't that. These were very wet and slimy. Fuck. So for the next hour, I'm cleaning the fucking... I'm cleaning the quilt cover. I'm cleaning the bed. So paper towels to get the mass up, wet wipes to get the smear up, but the stink is just still there. I take the quilt and I put it out in the sun, in the ultraviolet and in the sun, in the just get it out there for the day. It's my fault. I haven't taken her out enough beforehand. But I just fell asleep at the wrong time in the night. Whereas she would normally be waking me up and making me take her out at 4, 5, 6 in the morning. That didn't happen, and it's like 9:30 and it's I'm messing about out here with this other stuff, and she didn't whimper, and she just didn't let me know it was an urgent thing. Dog. Let's get this. We're still on Friday, aren't we? We're on Friday. Okay. So yeah, that's the thing. I've got to keep the doors open because of smell. I'm using the wet wipes. I'm wiping. Yeah. It all cleans up okay, you know, it appears okay, but the stink lingers, and it lingers, it hangs in the whole tent all day. I put the quilt out in the sun, let the ultraviolet and what's the other stuff that's not ultraviolet? Big Clive goes on about it all the time. Can't remember. I'll come back to it. I will remember eventually. So 10 o'clock. See, all of this, and it's still only like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, folks. It's like it's been a long day already. Friday, I'm hoping to do a TrampCast, the final one, to catch up. Didn't happen in the end, but I'm writing up the notes. So Friday, I'm writing up the notes. I tell myself, make a start, write up about Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, get the first half of the week done, and then you can kind of take the foot off the gas, relax, and see how it goes. So that's what we do, and for once I follow through and actually get on with doing what I'm meant to be doing. I get the first half of the week written up, and later I get the rest written up, most of the rest. I've got drinks under a wet towel again still, which is cooling better than even though I'm running the power through the cool box still, the cold towel is doing a better job at keeping things cold than the power hungry cool box. And I've got my Christmas lights out, my lamps out, I've got another light out, power bank, the solar powered power bank. I got everything out in the solar. Everything's out in the sun that can be out in the sun. In the evening we bring it all in, and I realise I'm not ready enough to do the full proper real TrampCast. TrampCast 70. not ready for it. But I decide it's Friday night, we'll do a TrampCast hangout. And me and some of you guys hang out that evening for a little while. I make some coffee beforehand, I get ready, and we have a 7-hour TrampCast hangout. It's just me and you. Chippy was there. Some of the rest of you guys were there. Who's here? Farmar will have been there. Timony, I'm not sure if he was there. Karen dropped in for a while. I'm just moving forward. I'm just looking for names for who might have been there. Look at all these comments. I am so far behind. I'll have to go back soon and come back through them. But some of you guys were there. Friday night, TrampCast hangout. We had a great time. I really, really enjoyed it, folks. Thank you. Thank you for keeping me company. Otherwise, it's just me and the dog in a field. You know? It's Friday night. I haven't got the money to go to a bar. My dog couldn't walk to a bar even if I did have the money to go to a bar. It's Friday night. Nobody's coming to me. There's not a line of ladies waiting to come and hang out with a tramp. There are no homosexuals. Well, there are some, but they're men, and I'm not that way inclined. There have been 7 or 8 incidents with men wanting sex. Sorry guys, I just don't swing that way. I guess you could say they were hobosexual as well as being homosexual. Homosexuals. I'm looking for heterosexual hobosexuals. They're not here. There's nobody. There isn't a line out the door on a Friday night. We have in the past declared Friday nights to be like an open night at the Tramp camp, and we have had people turn up and come and kind of party, low key party, but bring a 12-pack of beer and maybe a bottle of whiskey or something and sit out here, a group of 3 or 4 of us. Just, that's nice when that happens. We might try that again once we get into the middle of summer. We might try that again. Maybe. But so far, there is not a line of ladies looking for excitement on a Friday night. So it's just me and thee. It's me and you. On a Friday night. Oh, yeah. So yeah, we did a TrampCast hangout. It was only 7 hours. Off we went, folks. So, despite being up until like 5 or half 5 in the morning, whatever bloody time it would have been, Tina wants to walk at 7:40. I put the EcoFlow out put the EcoFlow and the solar panel out in readiness, even though the sun's not up yet. I make a cup of coffee. The EcoFlow, get this, is down to 45% because I've left the cool box running late at night without any sun on the thing, and then I've set it up early in the morning going before the sun's up. We're way lower than I'm happy with. I don't imagine if I'd let it run down to 45 and the sun just didn't come up that day. That wouldn't be good. But this is where we were. I was fairly confident it was going to be sunny. I mean, you know, it's never that bad. We're headed for that time of year where, well, look at me. At no point, not once, did I put on a pair of long pants this winter. I've been in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt all winter, spring, and if you want to call this early summer, let's say early summer as well. I've not put on a pair of long pants. I will put on a long sleeve t-shirt maybe. I have had a jumper on maybe a dozen times. I don't know, you tell me. When it's rained, I've put a coat on to go out in the rain. But shorts, it's been shorts. I've not done anything, no long pants, no long trousers at all. Anyway, here we are, Friday night into Saturday morning. We're doing the doing. I get the EcoFlow. By 9 o'clock, we've got 60 watts inbound from the panel, from the solar panel. We got 60 watts. The EcoFlow's up to 58%. and it's telling me it's going to be 2 hours until it's full. And I'm listening to Jeff Wayne again. War of the World. I love it. In particular, the track Thunderchild, because it's me. If you listen to Thunderchild, so it's an ironclad, which is a wooden boat with a metal cladding on the outside. This was before they started making ships out of steel. So you've got a wooden boat but clad with metal, and it's up against impossible odds. There are, I think it's 5. There are 5 Martian tripods wandering up through the Thames and in, on and around the water. 5 against 1. And Thunderchild, there's a ship steaming off with civilians aboard. They're about to be heat rayed to death. They're about to be hit by lasers, basically. They didn't have the term laser because it was written in 1880, whatever the fuck. H.G. Wells, you know what I mean? It's H.G. Wells. 1885, whatever. But you've got a civilian ship about to be engaged by 5 Martian enemy vessels. And Thunderchild roars into view, gets in amongst them, and takes one down and starts taking shots at the second, at another. If you've heard anything about me, if you've listened to any of my stories about me, that's me. It gets beaten to shit and gets sunk by the enemy because impossible odds. But it took down one and damaged another, because sometimes you have to step in where angels fear to tread. You step up, you step in, you man up to give it what is possibly considered a sexist term nowadays. You just you protect others. You step in. I am Thunderchild in my head. I'm not really, but you know, in my head I am. So you've got to listen to it again. If you listened to it once in the 80s and thought, yeah, that's an alright bit of music, you've got to go back. You've got to revisit it and have another go at it. Jeff Lynne, War of the Worlds. It's orchestral. It's kind of pop music, but it's more than pop music. It's kind of a ballad. It's more than a ballad. It's damn right orchestral or operatic. It's good. Give it a go. Okay, folks. That's what I've been listening to that, and I've been listening to gunfighter ballads from Marty Robbins, like I said earlier. Possibly the greatest male voice ever. It's a contest between him, Elvis, Bing Crosby, possibly Sinatra at his best, but I'm not Sinatra's biggest fan because he kept going too long. He kept going 30 years after he should have stopped. But those are my views on music, folks. I have eclectic tastes. I like opera. Wagner, The Ring Cycle. That was sci-fi from the first half of the 19th century, 1820s, 1830s. I'm not sure exactly when, but Wagner's Ring Cycle was sci-fi from before sci-fi was a thing. I like that as well. I've got that tucked away somewhere. Anyway, onwards. Where was I? These are what I've been watching and listening to and doing this week. Gunfighter ballads, yeah. Okay, this is where I'm at. So I start writing up some TrampCast notes, or finishing TrampCast notes. I want to get a start. It's a Saturday. I want to do TrampCasting. Getting up to date yesterday, by doing a TrampCast yesterday, allowed me to do this week where I'm talking about this week. By getting last week out of the way. That's what we did yesterday with TrampCast 70. This is TrampCast 71. We're talking about the week ending today, June the 1st, 2025. Happy New Month, everybody. This time we're broadcasting on time. We're broadcasting about the week ending June the 1st on June the 1st. For the past 2 months, probably, we've been behind schedule. Are you a sk or a sh? Some people are schedule, some are schedule. I don't know where to fall on this one. We need input from Rob Words or Susie Dent or someone who does words to tell us what the proper way to be is. I leave open both possibilities. Join me as you may, whichever way you prefer. But yeah, yesterday I was writing up the notes ready to do TrampCast 70. And we got there. I think we got there. We got done, didn't we? And this is where I was able to spend half the day listening to music. Got my notes done and got done. The EcoFlow on 60% with almost 60 watts coming in. But it says it's going to be 2 hours before it's full. Yeah. But we did what we needed to do. And then last night I'm waiting on Clive, bigclive.com and Scruff Dog. That's what I'm waiting on. And I fall asleep. I missed Big Clive. Don't see it at all. Not at all. I missed Big Clive entirely. And I was 10 or 15 minutes late into Scruff Dogs. But I joined in, I took part, I was there in chat, and I made it to the end for once. Stayed awake to the end, but then I'd already had my sleep. So into Sunday morning, folks, into Sunday morning. And what does that say? It says 8:30 and then it says something and I don't know what it says. I can't read my own writing. Or I can read it and it makes no sense. 8:30, no, don't know. Started notes early, took a break, listened to last night's stream. I was listening back to last night's TrampCast and I was really enjoying it. I got engrossed in it. It's partly why I didn't manage to finish like the numbers section and get all the stuff done here. It's why I'm a little bit incomplete. There will be a numbers section released as a separate standalone video. There has to be, because some of you actually like the numbers section. For me, it's just filler. It's time killing content while I'm waiting for people to come in on the assumption that YouTube have sent out the notifications. As we saw today, the notifications didn't go out very far. There haven't been many people here. I can't help that. I do what I do. I do what I need to do. If YouTube don't hold up their part of the arrangement, I can't do anything about it, and we suffer with low numbers for the entire TrampCast. But it is as it is, folks. It is as it is. I can't do any more. But we will release a separate numbers section because I do like the numbers section. It's interesting to me. It's like QI or my pal Tez with his YouTube channel, Very Nearly Interesting. Link in all of my videos to Very Nearly Interesting. Go and sign up for Tez and tell him I sent you. Do us a favour. He announced me to like 60,000 people one day. And I got like 70 new subscribers. So about 1 in 1,000. If you advertise somebody, about 1 in 1,000 of the viewers will go and subscribe to the channel that you recommend. He recommended me to 60,000 people and I got 70 new subs like overnight. So I will carry on promoting Tez bit by bit until I can make up the deficit, until I can get level with him. Go and check out very nearly interesting. And the bloke's called Tez, which I assume is Terry. I assume it's short for Terry, but T-E-Z or T-E-Z if you're of that persuasion. Go and say, hello, hello Tez, Delta Mike sent me. That'd be nice. Let him know that I am still thinking about him. Okay, folks. Where was I? Dog walk at 8:30. Started my notes early, took a break, listening to last night's stream. Yeah, and I was listening to it back and really enjoying it. I got my notes done, kind of, sort of, more or less. And this is us. This is where we are. That was the week that was. That was my experiences as a British tramp, an English tramp, trapped in Spain by circumstance for the last 7 days up to today, the week ending June the 1st, 2025. Now, if you don't mind, I will say cheers to you all. I will drink to you. I've got lots of flies around me. I'm going to have to close the door shortly. Maybe have a quick spray with a fly spray. Get some Agent Orange on the job. But what I'm going to do from here, I'll start at the bottom. We'll work backwards, and then I'll skip back to somewhere I recognise, and we'll come down a little bit more slowly. Frank's in the house. Caught some of his latest stream playing that new survival game. Are you sleeping? Okay, you're talking about Scruff Dog, I assume. Something with Karen. YouTube's part of the arrangement. Sounds an optimistic concept. Okay. Yes, but not on chat. Don't know. Missed you yesterday. Missed a bit as well. Scruff Dog stream. Yeah, okay. That's Farmer talking to Frank. Hi guys. It seems we're catching up on TrampCast. We are caught up. We are not just catching up, Thomas. How dare you? We're not just catching up. We are now, for the first time in 3 months, we are caught up. I have just talked about the last 7 days up to and including right now. Right now, we are caught. We are bang up to date. This is it. We're up to date. Mike's tangent. I missed. Okay. Talking about me and my tangents. Thomas arriving. Farmer saying hello to Thomas. Something about Frank. I don't know. I do sometimes get out of bed a bit late, but this is a new record. Yesterday's coffee is sour. Oh gosh. Thomas can't just be getting out of bed now. That would be Frank was heading out for a cigar. Okay. Wait until he tries to catch up. Karen's joking about me being behind I'm very, very behind. Yeah. I went off on one and then I got caught up, then I got ahead, and now I've got a couple of hours of chat to catch up on. Let's see where this goes. I'm going backwards. Shed, yeah, you see, Frank typed shed duel, but is it shed or is it sked? I don't know. The skirt and the shirt. England and the US pronounce it different, and I've no idea which am I meant to be. I'm British, and I don't know which is I think we're more likely to be the schedule, but I don't know for sure. It's like a shoal of fish or a school of fish. Where do you go? Behind. I know, Farmer. I know. I'm going backwards now. I'm trying to catch up by going backwards. If that makes any kind of sense, it doesn't. Most music pushed. Like the Beatles, the Stones, punk genre, Bono, Elton, all degenerates or wimps like the Beatles. Oh, that's a take and a half, Tim Timoney. Tim Timoney thinks that most musicians are wimps. Okay. Karen, a TrampCast tangent is going. Yeah, I do that. Is he ignoring us? I didn't know you were typing. It never. Sometimes people type a message and chat comes alive and comes like visible in front of me. It wasn't. It didn't do it. So I thought no one was there. I kept talking, and now I'm working back and seeing that you were there all along. So thank you. Absolutely wonderful, Frank. Yes. Don't let anyone change the way you see her or do things. Yeah. Yeah. Frank's got he's got a hard period ahead of him, and he knows it. He's in the middle of a hard period. Is probably a better way to put it. Bing Crosby, Moon River, and the Dawn. Okay. Angels fear to tread where Mike is. I told him to tone down the guy. Mate, there is no toning down. Once I'm off on one, whether it's against the mayor of Torrevieja, whether it's against the Guardia Civil or the Policia Local, whatever my rant is, whether it's in real life or over the internet, there's little to be done in terms of toning down. I'm full bore. Now, I said last night about how I'd lost a lot of weight off my chest, back and shoulders. I'm no longer the man that I was. But apparently I still put the fear of God into the Guardia Civil and the Policia Local. I challenged them to a charity boxing match. Pick your champion. Any one of you. It doesn't have to be the guy I'm talking to. I'm not challenging him. I'm challenging them. No, they're not up for it. Mike steps in where Angel fear. I always have. It's always been my way. I don't know why or how. Maybe it's from watching war films when I was a kid. I don't know. I've always, when there's a fight in a bar, I will literally step in between two people that are throwing punches, and I might get hit by both of them, but I'll stop them. I'll stop the fight and ask them to leave. Yeah, people giving Frank advice. Yeah. She lights up Frank's life, yeah. Of course she does. Yeah. Yeah, we only have one Frank here. We don't have a quorum of Franks. Over on Scruff Dogs, there's 3 Franks. I think 3, maybe 4 Franks. Franks and Francos and Frank Hez. But we only have one Frank over here. Yeah. Yeah, Frank's. Yeah, there's family. Yeah, it's a difficult time. Families can devolve into argumentative things when you're when you're at a pinch, when you're in a crush. The ladies on Friday night are by the sea, just along the path from you, Mike. Roundabouts, mate. Roundabouts. If you want a lady, you go to a roundabout. You got to have deep pockets, though. They're not cheap. I did. Okay, can I say this? I'm going to say this. Whether I can say this or not, I've no freaking idea. From here, if you go along to La Mata and keep going, and you get like at the end of La Mata, there's a big furniture shop, Muebles. There's a big furniture shop there, and there's a big roundabout. And the road dips and you go under a big blue bridge and up towards the place that's 12 kilometers that way that I can't remember the name of right now all of a sudden. And I knew it a minute ago. No idea. But anyway, there's this lady by the roundabout. She's phenomenally pretty. She's a very, very pretty lady. She's not as young as she once was. Who is? Very, very pretty. And she said when me and Tina were walking that way to go to. Somebody help me, Karen. 12 kilometers north of here. The name's got something to do with saving, salvage, what's it called? The river that flooded everywhere, and then it comes out at the sea over there. What the fuck's it called? I always know the name of this place, and now I don't. But this lady always talked to me and Tina when we were doing the walk. So we would walk 12 or 15 kilometers that way. We'd spend the whole day walking around that town, and then we'd walk for the 12 or 15 kilometers back. And she'd be there, and she'd say something like, "Oh, you've had a long, hard day." And I'd say, "Yeah, but not as long and hard as your day." However many times she's been picked up and driven off from that roundabout and dropped off back at the roundabout, she'd had a harder day than I had. Oh, Tina's trying to get back in. Just come here down. Here we go. Here you go. That's you in. She didn't need as much help as I thought she did. I'm gonna go at the bottom. What was that? Oh no, really? The bit on my watch that you know, that extra loop that the thing goes through that holds it down. That's just snapped up and given. I have glue, but only Pritt stick. Nothing proper. Not like, I don't have a super glue. Maybe, I don't think I can get a bit of tape on something that, I don't know what I'm going to do with that, folks. I almost had the name of the town there. It's like the word for wardrobe. I'm sure it's very similar to saving, to salvaging, to... I'm going to go at the bottom and see if anybody's helped me out with the name of the place. Put some tape for now. Yeah, okay, new watch needed. I've had this about 18 months, same battery. It's kept going. The guy who gave it to me guaranteed me it would last a long time. A bloke called Owen, E-O-G-H-A-N. I don't know what happened to him. I think he fell out with me without telling me he fell out with me. He kind of ghosted me. If you're out there, Owen, talk to me. Tell me what I did wrong. I don't know what happened. Ladies by the roundabout in Spain. Yeah, okay. You remember Africans? This pedal faster. This was she was darker skinned, possibly of like a South American extraction, possibly. Over here, I can't say this, but I'm going to. They call them pony people. When they want to be derogatory about South Americans, they call them pony people. I'm telling you what they say. YouTube, it's not me. I'm telling you what they say. Okay? Just calm down. It's not me. It's a thing. It's not me. I'm telling you what everyone else says. I still can't remember the name of the town. This is for the 1% go back from this point. He says yeah, okay. I'm getting hungry with all the with all the franks. Jeez, wieners. People, hold. Don't. Okay. Mike went from 100 kilograms to 67 in 2 months. I absolutely did. Still fit, mind, not in that way. No homo. That's right. You have to say no homo, Tim Timony. That is an accepted practice. You want to compliment a man, but not be taken as being a bum bandit, you have to declare no homo. YouTube, it's not me. Shush. I'm telling you how it is. Forget the boxing match, just concentrate on current objectives like mouse traps and cooler replacements. I don't need a cooler replacement. I need to get in. You guys that are technical, you guys that can tell me what I need to do and where I need to go. Something is just clogged up with dead insects, and I just need to take something apart, get in without ruining any actual mechanism, get in and probably just with a brush and just brush away a cluster of insect bodies. Sounds bad, but that's what's needed. Guarda is to save, is to store. It's related to wardrobes. I don't know how I just remembered Guadama. I just did. It's how the fucking brain works. I've got no... I do this at 3 o'clock in the morning, folks, when I'm not on a live. If I'm on a live stream, trying to remember, it won't come to me while 8 in the morning. Guardar, and to guardar is to guard, is to safeguard, is to save, is to store. Guadamar. Fuck. I don't know. I'm still working backwards through the things. Take it outside civility. For some reason, I interpreted schedule a shed duel, to fight in a shed or to fight with sheds. My shed is better than your shed. My hut is better than your hut. It's a shed, a duel. That would work. I could do that. Okay. The first time in 3 months Mike has caught was, yeah, that's it. That's me. No do top. I don't know what that means, Karen. I'm lost. Maybe I'll get some context as I work backwards. Great TrampCast recap of the last week. It was. Cheers, Mike. If anyone is sending donation, now add a note to look at chat. Farmer wanted me to look at chat. What have I missed, Farmer? What's going on? Caught some of his late stream playing. Okay, you're talking about Scruff Dog. Playing that new survival game. Before that, I was sleeping or driving. Right? Sleeping or driving? You don't know if you were sleeping or driving, Frank. I hope there wasn't an overlap. He died in his sleep, surrounded by the people he loved. Crash. Don't do that. YouTube's part of the arrangement. Sounds an optimistic concept. I'm intrigued as to where that's going. Yes, but not on chat. Missed you yesterday. I missed a bit as well. Scruff Dog stream. Okay, I missed Clive entirely, and I missed the first 10 minutes or so. Not just the first 10 minutes. I was typing away in chat, and Scruff was reading everybody else's posts. It was about an hour before he mentioned my name, and I'm typing. I'm waiting to hear my fucking name. Talk to me. What? You're talking about everyone else. Where am I invisible? Mike's tangent. Yeah, I do tangents. Okay, welcome Thomas. There's Thomas. I do sometimes get out of bed late. Okay, I saw that. Headed out for a cigar. Yeah, I saw that. Wait until he tries to catch up. Schedule, says Frank. Behind, yeah, Mike's behind with the chat. I was indeed. Although I'm not Mike. But yeah. Most of the music that's pushed. You sound like there's a conspiracy theory there, Tim Timony. Where are we going? You're saying what? If it gets pushed by the media, they're all wimps or something? Is that where you're going? All wimps. All degenerates or wimps. So it's a conspiracy. It's to emasculate men? Because all the music we see is gay boys? Is that where you're going? I'm not sure. Is he just ignoring us? Never, Karen. And you're doing the rolling laughing. I know that you're joking. It's okay. Absolutely wonderful, Frank. Yes, don't let anyone change the way you see her. Yeah. You have to remember her the way, you got to remember the good times. Remember the way she was. Angels fear to tread where Mike is sometimes. Sometimes I fear to tread where I am. Folks, I have stepped into some of the craziest situations ever. I have done some of the daftest shit that you would ever believe. When I lost my last 7 teeth. So there's a man at the back of a bar. There's a what we would call a snicket, a ginnel, a passageway. There's a passageway between the pub and the next building. And you look down, and there's this man on the floor, and there's 2 guys, and they're picking him up, and they're smacking his head on the floor, and then they pick him up, and person B picks him up, and person A gives him 2 smacks, and then they whack his head on the floor again. Then person A picks him up, and person B takes 2 smacks at him, and they smack his head on the floor some more. And these blokes were they were dressed like bouncers. They were in the tuxedo and and they were big. They were both twice my size. So what do? Do I walk on by and go home because It's a bank holiday weekend and I've been drinking for 12 hours already and it's time for bed. Is that what I do? Have you been listening? What do? I shout at them and I say, no, no more. And they say, he's a bad, bad man. And I say, I don't give a fuck what he is. No more. This ends. This ends now. And I walk in and to them. And they've both got, not knuckle dusters as in rings that are going to catch you on the outside, but they've got like metal bars on the inside of their hand so that when they hit you, they're really hitting you with something twice as heavy as their fist otherwise would be. And one hits me, and I haven't got my teeth in. I've got 7 teeth at random in my mouth, but I take a punch or two, and my face kind of explodes. And I take another punch, and I go to the ground, and then they start kicking me in the face. And this is when I lose my last 7 teeth, all of them. This is when I get the cut through here, and my lip gets cut across there and across there, and I go home with my lip hanging off. But the guy that was on the ground gets away. And I think that was the important thing. Now, he might have been a very, very bad man. He could have been. The implication from the way they were saying what they were saying was that he was a paedophile. And if he's a paedophile, you call the police and you get him done. You don't take him out the back of the pub and beat him up till he's half dead, taking turns smacking his head on the floor and punching and beating him. That's not what we do. So I stepped in and stopped these 2 blokes, and I became the victim instead, or as well. And I woke up the next day back home. There's blood all over the wall. I've gone home with my hands covered in blood, and I've gone inside the door, and I've bounced off the walls in the dark, and there's handprints of blood all over. I've got a taxi the next morning to go to work, but the taxi driver insisted I go to the hospital, so that's what we did. And yeah, stepping in where angels fear to tread, for better or for worse. It is what it is. You do what you do. That's me. That's what I do. How it works out, one time I'll wake up dead from it, maybe. You know what I mean? I won't wake up. I'll be dead. Who knows? But I can't not be me. I can't not do what I do. That is me. So far, I've saved 2 policemen's lives. I saved that guy. I'm as certain as I can be that we're going to kill him. I'm as certain as is humanly possible that I saved his life. He got away. He was gone. He might have died somewhere else later, but I never heard of anyone dying that night. I do what I do. I can't help but be me. There was one time, if you look back in my TrampCasts, I turned the on, I did the on button, it went 3, 2, 1, you're now live, and there was like screeching of brakes and stuff up on the top road. Unplugged, got the camera, got the dog, and marched up to see if anybody, like if there'd been a car crash, someone might have needed first aid. That I am trained in first aid. So it's like instinctive. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna move towards trouble. Always have, always will. Whether it's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do, it's what I do. The number of arguments between husband and wife where it's got physical, and I've stepped in and I've ended up with both of them trying to hit me. Many. I mean, it's double digits. It's probably about 20 times where I step in between husband and wife when they've got physical, and I end up with both of them hitting me. And this was how I was brought up. You hit me, you're giving me permission to hit you back. Man, woman, or child, you hit me, you're going to get back what you gave. Don't give a fuck. This whole never hit a woman bullshit. Have you ever watched James Bond? You ever watched John Wayne? They'll slap a woman who slapped them just as fucking, and I'm the same. I don't initiate fights with anybody. I don't start fights. But if you hit me or try to hit me, you are gonna get walloped. Man, woman, or child. And it's been child. I was on holiday in a place called Tossa del Mar, in the north of Spain, up beyond Barcelona, up that way. And this kid got all fucking arrogant one day and slapped me. He fucking knew about it afterwards. Proportionate. I'm not an idiot. You know what I mean? I'm not. But he hit me. I hit him, and one of us went running to their parents, and it wasn't me. Beer. Cheers, and let's keep rolling. I'm scrolling back. Mike steps in where angels fear to tread. That's what we were just discussing. People are all commiserating with Frank about his circumstances. Yeah. I'm scrolling. I'm going back. Freezing when the sun goes in. Very strange. Which Simp City? What happened with you? Was that last night when all of your posts disappeared? It's like you deleted everything. What was going on? How's Canada Farmer? Post Trudeau. Farmer is, I think he's in the US just. He's on the border with Canada, if I remember correctly. He's, it's New England. I've been there and I can't remember the name of it. Sorry. Oh, Farmer is okay. Farmer mentioned Canada to Karen, so wait, okay. Okay, there were people talking to Josie. Okay, Josie was off. Bye. Okay, I got you. BYE normally. Bay is like babe. It's like boyfriend or girlfriend. Bye. BYE typically. Tina has a way. She's a good companion. She is. Farmer was trying to get my attention for something, but Mike was off on one. I was getting sidetracked with my tangents from tangents. Is there a laundromat near you? There is. I've never used it because it's very expensive. €8 for a medium-sized machine, and it goes up from there. I think it's like 11 for the big machine. And then for drying, you're going to need even more for the big dryers. Mike, chat, you're behind. Torrevieja, J-A, and it's all one word, not two. Torrevieja, old tower. So it is tower and old, but it's feminine. Torrevieja, by the Repsol. Can you tell the streets? They do have names. This area is called Cala de la Thora, C-A-L-A, not Calais as in road or street. C-A-L-A means cove. Zora is vixen or prostitute apparently, but yeah, female fox. Cala de la Thora. Where is Tramp camp? It says 1% realty. Yeah, I just said Cala de la Thora, directly opposite the Repsol. If you stand with your back to Repsol, you'll be looking at my tent. Why are you asking? Are you bringing the police here, or are you coming here with something nice? A lot of people ask, and most don't turn up. I get promises of some things that never turn up. I've been offered, what? Laptops, what do you call those stabilization gizmos for stabilizing cameras and taking pictures? Been offered those, been offered power banks, solar panels. I've had people, they offer the world, ask for my location, get my location, and they never turn up. But then the police do. Make of it what you will. I'm a little bit wary of telling people where I am, but I do. You see, it's been a year now without the police, So if I now give my location away and the police suddenly arrive tomorrow, I'll know it was you. And then you will have made an enemy. Ask me about my enemies. You do not want me as an enemy. Okay, folks, here endeth the lecture. Mr. Mike, I am come see you in a few weeks. I've been watching you for a couple of years from Perth. Perth, Scotland? We've conversed a few times. Have we really? 1% Realty. Your name is unfamiliar to me until like a minute ago. So how and when have we conversed? Here on my channel? Or somewhere else? Talk to me. Tell me more. We're all praying for Frank and his wife, but I don't think thoughts and prayers are... Oh, I was just saying, we're all praying... Okay, let me start again. We're all sending best wishes to Frank and his wife. Those of you that are religious, thoughts and prayers, yeah, that's all good. I'm not religious, so I can't claim prayers, but best wishes, thoughts, yeah. But it's fairly clear, folks, that this is one of those instances where thoughts and prayers is not going to cut it. Sorry to say it. I mean well, Frank. I'm not trying to be a realist and set expectations for people. The doctors gave a guesstimate. From what I can tell from what Frank's saying, it looks like it's progressing faster than... It looks like the doctors' guesstimates, they were being hopeful and trying to give a nice timeline. It's not looking like it's going that well. So those of you that are religious, thoughts and prayers with Frank. If you're not religious, then thoughts, best wishes, however you want to word your however you want to word your words. Yeah. We're all with him. We're best wishes. Yeah, best wishes. A little bit of sci-fi too, says Matthew Hogarth. Hello, Matthew. Do we know each other? YouTube has got very free speech since power shifted across the pond. Do you think? I still think it's quite... it's more free speech since Elon revealed the Twitter files, as they were called, I think they were called, about the extent to which US government departments were setting policy for censorship during the virus of unspecified origin. There was a lot more. It wasn't just a case of the government thinks this and so does this company. There was interaction. There were things you weren't allowed to say that were getting closed down. They were stopping rational discourse. If somebody said, hey, this is how it is, and you said, ooh, that's not really my understanding, and ooh, I would question that, you got slapped down and banned and kicked off the, you know. That's not how it's supposed to be. Even if you're wrong, you're supposed to be able to say, I don't think that's right. You might be the biggest dickhead ever. You could be as wrong as wrong. You could be 180 degrees from what reality is. But you're supposed to be able to say it. And then people argue with you and you get shouted down by numbers if you are the wrong. If you're the wrongest of wrong, you'll get 1 upvote and 99 downvotes. You don't get banned. The fuck is that about? That's not how it is. Land of the fucking free. Unless you want to cross a road that's not a junction. Land of the fucking free. You can't even cross the road like a grown-up. What the fuck is jaywalking? Someone tell me. Are you hardening the immune system with out-of-date bacon, Mike? I was. Abso-fucking-lutely. Out-of-date bacon. Me and Tina will share a fork or a spoon. If I'm eating a yogurt, she'll lick yogurt from the same spoon as me, and then I'll have the next spoonful of yogurt. You do not catch diseases from family. I don't care what anybody says. This is why you blow on candles on a birthday cake. To spread the germs on the birthday cake. And then everybody's had access to the same germs that you've had. That's why we do these things. It's why we say cheers and clink glasses. Because the spit on the glasses transfers to each other and we all pass the germs around. You do not catch germs from your wife or from your husband or from your dog. I don't care what anybody says. From your kids, and you do catch them, but your immune system handles them because they're small dose. And then once it's handled them once, you're immune to them. This is how immune systems work. This is why you blow candles out on a birthday cake, because essentially you're spitting over the birthday cake, and everyone who eats the birthday cake is eating your spit. You don't like that idea? You're a Jessie, you're a pussy. That's why we blow on birthday cakes, folks. That's what it's all about. Small dose gives your immune system something to work on, and then when the big dose comes in, your body already recognizes it and you're immune. That's what it is. Get over yourselves. Let your dog eat from your plate and then you carry on eating from your plate. Tina cleans my pots and pans and then I'll eat from them and carry on, because we're family. That's what family is. Get over yourselves. Don't be a pussy. I'm a band yet. It's why dog owners, a child from a family that has dogs, has a stronger immune system and catches less disease than children that don't have pets. Because cats and dogs lick your face, they kiss you, they say hello, they're all over you, they kiss your hands and then hand to mouth. You do all the things that you do. You do the picking poo up and a bit of it gets on your finger and you have a bit of a wipe, but not serious. And then there's mouth, you know, arse to mouth. It happens. It doesn't do you any harm. It strengthens the immune system. Yeah. In answer to your question, Farmer, am I hardening the immune system with my out-of-date bacon? It was only 9 months out of date. It had never seen a fridge or a freezer in its life. Where's the harm? I ate it. I recorded myself. If I'd had ill effects that night, if I'd ended up running for the trees and squitting, you know, through the eye of a needle, I would have told you in a follow-up video. Nothing. I was fine. In your new palace, is there pockets and hooks like a two-person tent, please? There are pockets on the side. I've got 2 pockets on the right. There's one little loop above my head. If you look here, I think I've shown this before. I think you've seen this before. Give me a second. 1 click today, no 2 clicks. You see the coat hanger? The coat hanger's hanging from a tiny little eyelet, a tiny little loop. That is the only loop in the tent, in the bedroom. There is actually a little, so you see here on the left, this door could have tied inside, and there are a couple of toggles or woggles, whatever you call them, that the, you know what I mean by a toggle or a woggle, a little plastic, oh shit, I've come to the bottom of the list. This way. Sorry folks, I've jumped to the bottom of the list. You blow candles out because you're making a wish, goes up in smoke, nothing to do. No, just no. Yes, you're making a wish and you're doing the blowing and you're blowing over the cake. We don't say it's to do with germs, but it is. We're blowing over the cake. We're passing germs amongst ourselves. When it's your birthday and you blow over the cake and I eat your germs, and then later when it's my birthday and I blow over the cake, we're passing germs between ourselves. It's a secret. It's like a secret code. Societies that didn't do this caught bad germs and weren't prepared and died. The societies that did blow over the cake, they survived, and that's why we all blow the candles out over the cake now. We're passing germs amongst ourselves. We don't tell ourselves that's what we're doing. We just clearly are. Have you ever watched a 4-year-old blow a candle out? They're spitting all over that bastard cake. You're getting their germs, they're getting your germs. It's a merry-go-round of germs. We don't acknowledge it. I'm being impolitic or impolite by saying it. It's just clearly what we're fucking doing. You can't always get what you want. Mark, I'm live, my friend. There's Mark. Mark, the UK windsurfing champ. He doesn't want to be online. I shall turn back to me.
No photos.
Hello, my friend. No publicity. He's ticked the box for no publicity.
I brought you some ice.
You brought me some ice. Okay, mate. I got to get up, folks. Just give me a minute. I'm not going to end the stream. I'll come back to you in a moment. I shall be back momentarily, folks.
2 ops come the other day.
Yeah, I thought it was a warm day.
But I've learned something. I'm not going to walk around with a box like that because it's pretty lovely and cold.
It's insulated it, yeah?
Your newspaper.
What's the other one?
Huh?
Oh, it's two bottles of ice.
Of water.
Okay, 2 bottles of frozen water. Thank you, my friend.
All right, I'll leave you to it.
Sorry, mate. You picked Sunday. It's when I'm live.
Yeah, I'm going to the beach.
Okay, you're going to do some more art.
I am.
Send me the film.
I will do.
Okay, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ta-da. Hating it. It's Mark. Mark, he's a wombo. Come here. Well, that's nice, folks. Oh. Hold on. Where am I? Who am I arguing with at the minute? It was Karen the last time I looked. Hold on. I'm not really. We're best friends. Tina, have you farted? You've not. No, you haven't. But it smells like it. Jesus. Because your wish goes up in smoke. That's kind of what we tell. That's what we tell each other. You can't always get what you want, but you get what you need. Is what I'm trying to say, says Farmer. I would put it another way, because this is how teenage infatuation with pop stars and similar. When you can't get what you want, you start to want what you can get. You look around and get more realistic. So if you're a girl, you can't get, you look around and you think David Beckham's the bee's knees. If you're a little girl 30 years ago. If you can't get what you want, you look around at what you can get and you pick from what's on offer, from what's around. And that's how they transition from wanting these pop stars or these famous people that are out there, these actors, pop stars, whatever. And that's how you transition from wanting what's out there to wanting the boy next door. Somewhere along the lines, you have to go from your ideal to looking at what's available and picking amongst the boys or girls that are on hand. So if you can't get what you want, you start to want what you can get. Life's not fair. It's not. Don't talk about germs, says Karen. What was that in connection with? Yes, Frank. My grandmother gave me the shingles at 9 years old after I already had the chicken pox, and I'm still here today. Shingles is a tricky one because it is the same virus. It is the chicken pox virus. It just behaves differently. I think again it gets under the myelin sheath. It's the cladding on the nerves, isn't it? It gets under them. And so you get chicken pox and you get rid of chicken pox, and it lays dormant in the system until some point when you're weakened and it flares up again. Usually in later life. Sounds like Frank got it earlier for some reason somehow. But usually the chickenpox virus lays in the body dormant and wangles its way in when your immune system's compromised in some way, and that's when you get the shingles, typically, as I understand it. Jaywalking, when you cross the road with a lit fatty, huffing and puffing clouds at the police with a big smile. The fuck? Where are we going there, Thomas? I've got no... When you cross the road with a lit fatty. A lit fatty. Is that a person or is that a big cigarette? Or a huffing and puffing clouds at the police with a big smile? I got no idea. Thomas went off on one there and I don't know where. Yeah, Frank, this isn't his first time dancing this dance. He's been particularly unlucky. I don't know what else. I've got. Sorry if I'm putting that in delicately or impolitely, Frank. I don't have the capacity to do the. I can't soften my language. It's not me. Hope and pray. But yeah. Counting the days. Yeah. You're behind. Hold on, Mike. You're now behind. Only 2 behinds. That doesn't sound right. I'm behind. If that was at 1921 and it's currently 1937, I'm 16 minutes behind. And I'm working backwards, not forwards. The old tower, yeah. Torrevieja, the old tower. But the old tower was demolished in an earthquake in 1827? 1820 something. What? Farmer, I tend to do the launch. I'm not tiny, so use my weight to throw them several feet. Sometimes come back, but usually sit down. Tina! Come a te, amiga mia. Tranquilo. Farmers in Canada. I thought he was in... Oh, come on. Vermont. I thought he was actually in the US side of the divide, looking at a lake. Oh, UML's there. Sorry, I didn't know you were there, UML. Or did I? Please don't include the child part. I remember when I was 8 years old, I punched my cousin. The next moment she started bashing at the ground, kicking my back. I got permanent trauma. Yeah, obviously I don't initiate physical violence with a child, but if some child's dumb enough and hasn't been socialized enough to know not to hit an adult, if a kid hits me, he's going to get it back. It's going to be so if a kid hits me as strong and as hard as he can, I'm not going to hit him as strong and as hard as I can. It's going to be proportionate. It's going to be a slap. He's going to feel it. He's going to know he got it. But it's going to fucking happen. And the same with women. This idea that thou shalt not hit women. Hit me, get hit back. Always have, always will. Proportionate. I'm not going to knock you out. I'm not going to punch you as hard as I possibly can, because that wouldn't be right. There is some level of decorum in how hard you hit a lady. There's a contrasting opinion built into that, isn't there? There's a level of decorum in how hard you hit a lady. Decorum would dictate that you shouldn't hit a lady, but it would also dictate that a lady doesn't hit you in the first fucking place. I've stepped in between husband and wife and ended up getting hit by both and ended up hitting both. You got to do what you got to do to protect yourself. It is what it is. There are general rules and there are exceptions, as Thomas wrote here. Yeah. women who are trained fighters, yeah. Or bouncers. I've gone up against lady bouncers, or lady bouncers took it upon themselves to go up against me. Yeah. Casio's a okay. We got some watch experts in, some watch connoisseurs. Been in a few situations in parties where a boyfriend's physical assaulting their girlfriend. Yeah, and you step in. I always have. But if they hit me, I'll yeah. Oh, American History X and the curb stomp. That's just, everything has to be proportionate, folks. You don't kill people because you disagree with them. That's disproportionate. Unless they're trying to kill you, in which case, maybe. I mean, if you can subdue them without killing, that's fine. But if there's a risk that if you don't kill them, they're going to get up and keep coming at you, maybe you got to do what you got to do. But that curb stomp in American History X was unnecessary, yeah. Okay, watchers, people talking watchers. Those coming, yeah, okay. You've also been of the opinion those throwing punches with rings, keys, brass knuckles, etc. are bad guys. I agree entirely. If you're out and about and a fight happens around you, and you're there with your fist, that's one thing. But why did you come prepared with knuckle dusters or evil rings with mouths and cut out? No. Okay, it's far more asking people to how far back am I now? 1909. Why does it say that I've only been online 43 minutes? Is that from when? Is this a whole new stream? It didn't continue from the previous. 43 minutes 33. What is this bullshit? I went live at 5. 2 hours 43. Yeah? Don't know, folks. The overlap was been waking up, showering and packing my bag to drive 100 miles south. Yeah, you got a lot on, mate. You got a lot on. I heard people were super racist in the 19s. Is that true? If you're talking about like the 1900s, that's a bit, I mean, that's 100 years. In the early part, super racist, possibly. In the middle, people got more of an awareness and there was more of a movement to stop it. And towards the end, the 1970s, 80s, 90s, we were like we are now. We pointed out inconsistencies and things that were wrong. People from 1970 are just like people now, more or less. We were allowed to tell jokes that you wouldn't get away with now. You're allowed to say some of the things that I've said today that you're probably not allowed to say now. YouTube, come at me. Come and get me. But on the whole, people in the 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, they're just like you and me. You wouldn't know any different. There's a bit more political correctness now. You could argue that political correctness might have gone a little bit too far even. But no, people then and people now, we're the same people. I was there then and I'm here now. I'm me. I'm the same person. Haven't changed much. I might have hit you then, I might hit you now. I don't know, mate. It's tricky. I don't know how to answer that one beyond what I've said. Okay, we're talking watchers still. I'm reading back. People are still talking watchers. That joke's so unfunny. Whose? Was it me? Did I say something wrong? An unfunny joke. When someone says there's a joke that's unfunny, I would expect to turn around and see a comment from Jack Attack, but I'm not seeing any. You need a nylon diver's band for your watch. I wear a Russian Vostok with stainless steel. It's mechanical movement with automatic winding. I always used to like, were they Secondas? Is Seconda the cheap version of Seiko? My dad had a watch that just your wrist, not your, but just your normal wrist movement, your normal movements in life, wound his watch. I always thought it was magic. I thought it was witchcraft. I think that was a Seconda, because I think that's the cheap version. Seconda used to advertise themselves, beware of expensive imitations. I thought that was a clever line. I thought that was very clever. Scrolling. Am I late? What did I miss? Yeah, okay, you missed everything. Put some tape on for now. Okay, I'm back to where the watch strap broke. I'm on. Okay, I know where I am. Mike went from 100 to 67 in 2 months. Yeah, okay. I can jump down to the bottom and just find what I've missed at the bottom here. Jaywalking when you cross the road. Fatty Huffy Puffy. Okay. I don't think. Tina, stop it. I'm gonna. It looks like my chat might have stopped updating. Either that or you stopped talking. My chat stopped updating. Let me scroll back. Where? I don't ever hit a woman. I would restrain. It's difficult when they're hitting you, mate. Sometimes you just. If you've stepped into the middle of a fight and there's a man and a woman and they're both hitting you, sometimes you have to hit back. What else are you going to do? You're trying to be the nice guy and separate them, but they both turn on you. Now you're being hit from both sides. You gotta hit back sometimes. You just have to. You don't want to. You didn't set out to. But they're being bastards with you. They're hitting you for no reason. You're breaking them apart, but they're both hitting you. What are you going to do? Take it? Fuck that shit. No, I don't take anything from no one. Frank's in Vermont. Oh, Frank's Vermont. Farmhouse, Canada. Okay, I got you. Maybe I'm mixing two up in my mind. I do that. I'm scrolling back. There's a lot to scroll back. There's Karen saying you blow them out because you want the smoke, not the germs. We argued about that. Oh my God, stop it, says Karen. Yeah, okay. I hit people. It's part of what I do. Hitting people and blowing candle. You're making Karen nauseous. This is the germs thing. Okay. Oh, I forget Karen. Can I explain, folks? Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't say that. There are some shops Karen won't go in because she says she can smell other people's germs. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry, Karen. I forgot that you're cold beer now. Yeah, I've got ice. It's in a cardboard box. Just sat here doing nothing at the minute. I don't actually have that much beer at the minute. Link for donations. Top of chat. Do you see how I parlay this into? That is a classic tangent. I've got no beer. Link for donations. Sorry. Sometimes I tell myself a joke I haven't heard before. Oh, I am itching all over the bottom half of my leg. Oh, yeah. That ice will be going in the cool box to help the cool box do its cooling, and I will put some beer in there. So Karen was talking about, oh my God, with the germs and the candles. Yeah, working forwards. Almost went blind when I had the shingles. Yeah, it can be bad. I know. I've heard that. Yeah, it was too early to get it. It's normally it normally comes out in older people when your immune system's had something else weaken it. It sits in your body all your life, and your immune system keeps it under control continuously. But then maybe you get ill with something else, your immune system's busy or suppressed in some way, fighting something else, and then the shingles that's always been there is opportunistic and it gets in and does its thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a good one. It's not a good thing. Sativa breeder, remind me, is it Martin? Or am I remembering the wrong name? I think it's Martin. You had chickenpox at 11 and in your 30s, the second time messed you up, not fun. Yeah, yeah. Frank's telling me it's fine. I'm guessing that's when I was treading a line about how to word and phrase things and what to say. Yeah. Sometimes I get a little bit indelicate. I'm sorry if I'm the wrong side of the line sometimes. Frank's in Vermont. Farmers in Canada. I might have been mixing you up, the pair of you. It could well be me. Yeah. Sorry. Quebec, Ontario. Okay. I don't ever hit a woman I would restrain. I try and restrain, but sometimes it's like the time two prostitutes tried to jump me and stab me with a fucking screwdriver. What do you do? Tell me how restrained you're going to be. There's two women grabbing at you. You're telling them no, you're not interested, you don't pay for it, you don't fancy them, you're not interested, you've got no money. You've said all that. And one of them pulls out a fucking screwdriver and she's trying to stab you with a fucking screwdriver. Tell me how restrained you're going to be. I laid the bitch out on the top of a car. I've got in my belongings, not here in the tent, in my belongings that are stored with a friend, hopefully, I've still got the screwdriver. I took that off the bitch and laid her out unconscious on the top of a car. The fuck are you going to do? Tell me how restrained you're going to be while someone's posing mortal danger to you. She's going to stab you. If she gets your spleen or your heart or liver, you're going to bleed out. Talk to me about how restrained you're going to be. She's not the only one there. There are two of them, but she's got an object to try and stab you with. Tell me how restrained you're going to be. Because I'll tell you how restrained I was. Bitch be unconscious within 2 seconds. And the other one was laying over the boot, the hood of a car a couple of seconds later. Mortal danger. There's no fucking restraint. They're lucky I left them alive. I could have taken the screwdriver off them and turned it and used it on them. It's just a twist and they stab themselves. I didn't do that. I grabbed and took it off them. Still got it. Training, folks, training. Sometimes you're trained in a certain manner and things are kind of reflex and automatic and just kicks in. But there's no fucking restraint involved. Bitch came at me wanting to kill me. Bitch was unconscious on the top of a car. And I'm not even polite talking about it. I'm calling her a bitch because, I don't know. Why should I be restrained in any manner about that incident? Get fucked. Bitch be asking for it. Bitch be getting it. Sorry, ladies, I do not normally talk about ladies as bitch. But don't ask for restraint from me in a situation that's life or death. There is no restraint. The restraint she got was that I didn't just twist her arm and make her stab herself. That's restraint. I took it off her. I took a risk in trying to take the weapon away from her and taking it under my control. I could have just turned around and had her stab herself. I didn't go that route. That's restraint. Bitch be lucky. I'm not portraying myself in the best light, am I? But what are you going to do, folks? What are you going to do? Frank's in Vermont. Yeah. I think I was mixing up. I think the noggin got confused between two of you. I think I've caught everything there, folks. I think I've caught everything up. Plenty of race. Asians and Africans hate each other. Yeah, you got in America, the blacks and the Pakistanis or India. There's more violence. There's more racial violence between black and Pakistani than there is between white and black, by a landslide, by orders of magnitude. Where am I? I'm gonna go at the bottom and work my way back a little to see where I am. Did a bit of bare knuckle fighting with the Romanies back in the 70s and the 80s. Now that's hardcore. Never done bare knuckle except for in the street kind of. I've never done big fights. I always gloves are there to protect your hands, folks. People think that the gloves are there to protect the guy you're hitting. No, they're there to protect you. It's so that you don't kill people by accident. But yeah. Working forward, screwdriver in the jugular. Yeah, no, well, screwdriver anywhere. Screwdriver in the spleen, in the liver, anywhere in the gut almost. You bleed out long and slow. But Karen's asking what's on the menu tonight. I think I'm doing a plate of chips. I think it's as simple as that. I don't have any. I've only got one slice of bread, so there's no bread. I was going to make a loaf, I just didn't get around to it. So food-wise, it's chips. And we will be doing, folks, a TrampCast hangout, possibly a little bit later than normal. What are we now, 8 o'clock? Maybe 10:30, maybe 11. TrampCast hangout. Come and talk to a tramp. Free flowing like this is now, although we're on the tail end of a TrampCast proper. But come and talk to a tramp. Tell your friends. Share if you dare. Tell people. Thomas has got grass, nettles and dandelions running out of control in the land, in his yard. They're all edible. Every part of a nettle, every part of a dandelion is edible. Grass, not so much. You can boil it and make a kind of a tea, but grass is not quite. But every part of a dandelion, the root, the stem, the leaves, the flower, they're all edible. Nettles, the tips are best, especially in spring, but in theory, every part is actually edible. You can make a soup, especially with the tips, but yeah. Thomas, there's some drug talk going on. I don't understand it because I've never done it. Got to keep the knuckles from getting hurt. This is true. Not just keep them from getting hurt, but after you've put the other guy down, you don't want to have bruised knuckles when the police come knocking the next day, do you? Excuse me, sir. How did you get that bruising on your knuckles there? You're aiming when you hit someone, in particular this knuckle, but these two or three, but in particular this one. That's where you want to land. You want all your power on that one point. No, I used to think it was like that, with the flat of the. It's not. It's you want to land those knuckles. Not these ones. You'll hurt yourself there. But this one in particular. That's the point you want to land with. You will land with the others at times and whatever. But the last thing you want in the world is to be someone half dead in hospital and the police come around asking if you know it and you've got all these bruises. Just that's not what you want. That's why gloves. That's why gloves were invented, my friends. To stop the police asking the wrong questions. Martin moved here for the climate. He had medical problems and hated the UK weather. So many people move here for the weather. If you spot a Norwegian or a Swede, and by extension, I guess Finland, if you spot a Finnish person, you spot any of those here, and they're under 60, they came here because they've got a medical condition and they're still getting what they call a pension. They're still getting their health benefits from home. And it's cheaper to live here than it is to live back home. Catch you later, Karen. You see, I'm still here. Look at that. I caught that live. I'm here. I'm up to date. I'm live. Frank's deleting comments again. I don't know why. Punched a solid ring of steel holding a large metal bar and my knuckles survived. Yeah. It's like the guys earlier I told you about that had the metal in the hand, like a roll of coins or something in your hand when you hit someone. Your hand's heavier and also it's firmer because metal. And so you've got more weight, more momentum, but more solidity because metal. Yeah, it's a thing. It's not a fair thing. It's not something I recommend. It's not something I have ever done. I've been on the receiving end of it though, and I can tell you for a fact that you feel the difference when it happens. It's the hardest hit I've ever had in my life. Put me down on the ground in one. Like I said, I was a boxer. I was used to taking a punch, but I was put down by someone because he had a roll of, I don't think it was an actual roll of coins, but he had a lump of metal like a roll of coins in his hand and got me. Yeah. Okay, folks, I think we're going to draw a line under it here. We're there or thereabouts. We finished the actual TrampCast over an hour ago, I think, really. We're straying more into TrampCast Hangout territory, and we're going to do that tonight. If you would like, you can join me either 2.5 or 3 hours from now, on the hour, so not quite, we're 3 minutes past. Somewhere around 10:30 or 11 my time, adjust as you will, 2.5 or 3 hours from now, plus or minus because on the hour. I will see you then. Is that okay? Are we okay? Is everyone okay? I haven't offended anybody too much. If you haven't, folks, if you've seen more than 2 or 3 of my videos and you think you might like to see some more, whether you want to see them to shout at me and tell me what a wanker I am, or whether you want to see me and tell me how great I am, either way, think about subscribing. Think about it, but not until you've seen 3 or 4 of my videos. I want you to be sure that this is something you want to see more of. Whether it's to rail against me or whether it's to tell me how great I am. Either way, you're welcome. But no subscribing until you've seen 3 or 4 videos. I don't want subscribers who then never ever watch another video. Okay, folks. To everybody out there, I think Karen just left, but to Karen, to Frank, to Fama, Thomas, Scholing, Sativa Breeder, Martin, I think it is, yeah. Scholing. To everybody out there, I think I said Frank already. God love you. Best wishes. Catch you later. And finally, in the tradition of the channel, Tina, from Tina, and from me, Delta Mike, out. I missed the button.